Hill and East Geelong could lay claims to being a chance to win the premiership. One of them will be in 6th place tonight if things go to plan. So it's a very, very tight competition. And a man who's got his eyes all over it, as he does every week. Grubby Cations, good afternoon.
G'day, fellas. G'day, viewers and listeners. What a beautiful day this is for football. We've been looking forward to one of these for a while.
No rain, no wind. It's dead still, beautiful sunny day. And we're going to see two sides that move the ball very, very quickly and very skillfully. So it's just perfect. Dale Smith, are you looking forward to this as much as I am?
Yeah, no, look, it will be a good contest, actually. There was said both sides. We haven't seen a lot of either side during the course of the season, but really looking forward to today's game, and then the real team will stand up, I suppose, and put their mark on maybe playing in that top 3 at the end of the season.
Now, Grubby, you have been set a task at the start of the year to find some really very, very interesting guests for us to interview pre-match, and my goodness gracious me, you've done it again.
Well, we've got the cream of the crop here today. We've got the coach of the umpires. He's so high up the umpires. I think I don't know if he's Jock's boss or not. I'm not quite sure, but it might be the other way around. The other thing too, of course, is he's obviously one of the great Essendon cricketers of all time. He's Premier cricket, district cricket, Premier or district at the time, but Premier cricket they call it now, and coach of Williamstown too at one stage. We have Steve Keaton. Welcome, Stevie.
Yeah, thanks, Grubby and Rob and Dale, of course.
Good to have you.
Good to be here. Yeah, perfect winter's day, isn't it? Absolutely.
We love the way that you have been able to stand up and ask questions, because as long as this game has been played and will be played, umpires will get criticised, questioned and challenged, and it's good as you as the umpires coach prepared to come out and explain things that are happening, because things are happening, they're changing. You get a lot of direction from the AFL about how things change, but also internally I guess you've got your own issues with firstly numbers of umpires, but then because they're limited also quality of umpires and being able to spread them around. A tough gig week on week. How has 2021 gone so far?
Yeah, we're pretty pleased with how we're going. We've managed to have 3 in every senior game so far for the year. A couple of weeks have been really tough. We've had to dig really deep and promote a couple of 15-year-olds. But we feel we're going okay. We've lost about 25 or so senior umpires, and we're in a rebuilding phase with just the young kids. And I reckon you would have seen a few during the course of the year, some really youngsters out there, and that's the beauty of the 3 umpire system. We can blood them and just get games into them, and hopefully they'll come through and be very good umpires for us.
Well, speaking of blooding, I said in the first game of the year we saw you and yourself and 2 teenagers, and we thought that system worked very well. There was a couple of times you blew the whistle from a few metres away to come in and get some control back in, but that's going to happen while kids are learning. And we talked last week about the boundary umpires, Grubby, that they're struggling to throw the ball in often enough in the right spot, but they're learning, they're young. If they're not there, no one's doing it. The players are throwing it themselves. So there's a lot of patience amongst the footy world, I reckon, for what's happening in the umpire space. But clearly, at times, spectators and players are still going to get frustrated when things aren't going the way they think they should.
Yeah, we understand that. We get frustrated as coaches too sometimes with some of the things we witness, but we're just there to coach and help the group as a whole. The key for us is to bring the bottom level guys up as close to the top level guys as we can, as quickly as we can, get an evenness through the group. It's just like any footy team, you know what I mean? You sometimes you hit a final and you're as good as your last 5, you know what I mean, players that have been picked, and if they're fit and they're skillful enough, you know what I mean, they can get you over the line in the grand final. So, and we're probably a little bit the same. We're trying to bridge that gap between our best and our least experienced, you might say.
Well, let's just tell me how you do that. Like, let's say Jimmy Marinas comes into the GDFL, wonderful bloke, 4 out of 10 umpire. That's what I thought he was. Yeah, I must admit, he's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's come back a couple of years under his belt. I've seen him a couple of times this year. I reckon probably 7 out of 10. How do you get him to be a 9 out of 10 and get him a final? How do you do that?
It probably comes down to Jim having a really good pre-season, getting himself mobile and fit, and be able to sort of push up, particularly when you're as a mid-zone, as you've got a fair bit of territory to cover. And I mean, Rob said these two these two teams will move the footy pretty quickly today, and that's what that means is, as a mid-zone umpire, we ask our guys to commit from 45 metres out from goal at each end. So this is probably one of the bigger, probably one of the longer grounds in the GD. I mean, and it's a beautiful ground, this one, but there's plenty of space for the teams to run the ball. So if you're a midfield umpire, and not all our blokes can do it, but we ask them to commit to 45, keep umpiring, and if there's a marking contest, you need to try and push down as far as you can, but also get help from the end zone. So, we've got two blokes umpiring nearly all the time, and most of the time we want all three. They get paid their $150. So we want all three umpiring all the time, so that nothing gets missed, basically. So
do you coach them actually to pay free kicks from 45 metres away? When the field umpire's 1 metre away, and when you watch it on the video and it's a tiny little tiggy touchwood?
No, not the tiggy touchwood stuff. Don't get involved. But if you see a high or a trip or a throw out the back, we encourage them to sneak a look to see where the controlling umpire is, to see if maybe he's out of position or there's a few players in front of him, might block his view. But if they see a free kick, they're supposed to. What we don't ask them to do is get involved around the holding the ball stuff, the really interpretational stuff. Stay out. Let the controlling umpire, who's probably got the best view and a good sense of prior opportunity, dragging the ball in, no genuine attempt, etc., to really have a good look, hold his whistle, and if he feels it's a free kick or a ball up, just let him handle that stuff. So
I got one more, Rob, before you go. You watch a video of a game and you see an umpire who you believe's a reasonably good umpire, and he misses one here, he misses one there, and you think to yourself, gee, he didn't have a great day this day, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. What's your next step? Do you go to him at training? What's your next step?
Yeah, we do. We feed back. So I've got an iPad here with a little program on it, I'll watch the first half here. So there's two things. There's coaching and assessing. So I will coach here today, and then I'll coach during the week. But the guys don't see the assessment, but I will assess and give them a score. And then we've got a mid-year ranking group already, so we know where everyone sits mid-year. There's a couple of blokes that we need to add a few more. So each umpire will probably get seen for a half, 6 or 7 occasions during the year. And that gives us a chance to rate them and give them like a starting position for finals. And then if they have a good final series, they'll probably hold their position. If not, if they have a poor final, they could drop down a couple of places, 1 or 2 places. But so you've got 3 pretty good umpires here today. Two really experienced and one young one, Spencer Tattersall, who's in his done some GFL this year, but he's in his second year of senior umpiring. So Spencer's a great kid. So we have them ranked, and then they go into final. So 7, 8, and 9 generally do the GD Grand Final. They're ranked top 9 with us, and 7, 8, and 9 will do the GD, and then GD reserves will be 16, 17, and 18. So yeah.
Steve, who sits with you in assessing all this stuff and reviewing it all? Obviously you don't do it by yourself, because that's a fair workload. Yeah. So you must have some help from somewhere.
It is. We do. Yeah, we've got a team of coaches. So we've got so we've got myself and we've got 2 assistant coaches, Darren Sanders-Burrito and Johnny Tatnell. A couple of names you'll know, pretty experienced. Yep. Had really good careers, and then we've got a couple of match day coaches that just go out. They don't attend training too much, but they'll go out on match day and they'll similar system. They'll do a score and they'll load the score. We got a spreadsheet that Jock looks after, and that spreadsheet from there we can rank them, and we've got all scores. We've got average scores for the group and all that sort of thing. So and what it does, it makes us accountable. We're accountable to the leagues, AFL Bowen and the Geelong District Footy League, and we also, we do assess a grand final too, just in case the clubs come back at us grand final day and say, hey, we reckon this happened or that happened, and we've got good statistics or good information data where we can just help the clubs out around was this a free kick? Was that a free kick? And
Well, they can't come back next week because there's no draws, you know that. And
well,
I'll tell you what,
yeah.
you do this on your iPad, I hope it's better than your 1979 phone you got here.
No, that's a 10. That's all right. That's not bad, that one.
Hey?
So, next question for me, and
Yep.
I don't ask too many during these interviews. So I think
You
this
don't
is
get
on
many
my-
more.
No,
We're
I
nearly
don't.
finished.
That's it.
We love that
That's
you're
right.
involved.
But now, off season, like any other club and or sporting thing, you have to go out and get, obviously, looking for new people to come in.
Yeah.
Where do you start? Do you actually go to any the local clubs and speak to any of the players that have, maybe characters of the club? And I'm not saying now, but it's like in the old days, Ronnie Pilgrim or a Troy College or something like that from Bannockburn. Do you go out and do they have to show an interest, or how do you get them in? That's the biggest thing, I suppose. Because I know myself, when I finished football, I was never going to be an umpire. It was never something that would cross my mind. But I know the thought process must be there. There must be some out there that would have an idea that would like to
No
come
wonder
in.
he doesn't ask questions.
That's a great question.
Ah,
because,
Thank you.
Because we can only work with who comes in the door, basically.
Yep.
But AFL Barwon generally do the recruiting. Although we do have a role and involvement there, and I think sometimes we could do a little bit more. But there's some academies at a couple of the schools. Then we've got to so they get introduced to umpiring. But then we've got to transfer them into the group. So, and that's the challenge. If you do a survey amongst the umpiring group, how they all got involved, they've all come from different, some blokes have answered ads in the Addy.
So you do put them in the Addy? do you?
Oh, yeah, not so much. It won't bring too many in, but the odd person will answer an ad. The boundaries, the young boundaries can come in through the school academies, but they're coming in pretty young, as you've seen. The challenge is get them bigger and stronger so that they can throw the ball up high enough.
Yeah, we just don't need wind. That helps them out.
No, that's right. Well, at AFL level, the wind is a boundary umpire killer for careers. So you're right, but can we do more? I think the big opportunity in Geelong, we got some big schools. I think that's the opportunity for us. Get out to the schools. Ex-players are gold for us. They're fantastic. And you've got, my Desi Garn's dad played for Richmond. Desi played, he's one of the umpires today. He'll be the older bloke. He played a lot of footy for Warragul, and then he finished his career, and now he's had 25 years of umpiring and still going at 58 years of age and still fit enough to get around the deck. So those blokes for us are gold. Yep. And the benefit for a guy like Desi is, Desi loves it. He's still involved, best seat in the house, still running around, late 50s, making a contribution, and for him it's good fun, And he's one bloke that keeps the group honest, He gives us back really honest feedback of how he's umpired and how the boys have umpired on any given day. So, and he's great like that. He'd make a great coach, but he'd love to keep running. And I say, play footy for as long as you can, but you've still got another 20 years out in the middle if you want it with us.
That's a perfect segue to a question I was going to ask. A few times this year we've talked about common sense, umpires umpiring with common sense. We watch a bit of football on the television, and I don't think that's always the case, particularly with deliberate out of bounds. Do you find that these types of players within the group teach that game sense as opposed to the theatrical sense that the AFL umpires can bring to the table?
That's another good question. We're not big on the theatrical side. If it's there, pay it. If it's not, if you're in two minds, then don't pay it. Don't go there, sort of thing. And you got to work out whether it's deliberate or whether it's insufficient intent to keep it in. Change from deliberate. That's different from deliberate. But there's also the skill error. How do you penalise the skill error?
Yeah.
AFL level, they probably penalised a couple of skill errors this year.
Well,
and you look at it and you think, it just doesn't look right for the game. It's not a good look for the game. So with umpiring, you talk about ex-players sort of, they'll watch a passage of play and they'll see a free kick. So, some of the younger guys that come in that haven't played a lot of football process it. Was the tackle legal? Did he have a prior opportunity? So they're processing that, whereas an ex-player just sees it. Doesn't have to process it, just knows that's a free kick. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that can be the difference.
Just your week, Dale touched on it before, how you help, but you can't possibly watch every video of every game. So what ticks the boxes for you Monday morning? Is it match reports from opposition coaches or that say that, well, if someone comes in and writes, your umpires are crap, fix it, you obviously would screw that up and throw it in the bin. But if someone comes in and says, look, we had real trouble with the interpretation of round the neck, this young kid does a good job, but would you then prompt to go and watch the video of the game?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're not full time, so we don't get a lot of time to watch video. But what we need is, so for example, last week we got an email from Neville through to Jock and came through to me. So Neville was a bit upset with the umpiring last weekend. I think he might have been at Bellpost Hill Thompson. No, I saw the first half, and I thought they went pretty well. I thought they paid the free kicks which were required. I didn't see the second half. So Neville sent sort of a general comment that the umpiring wasn't great and wanted to check some things but what I need is quarter time, quarter, what time, and I can go and have a look and I can give anybody, yourselves a reply on this is the way we would view that. Was the free kick correct? Was it missed? Was it unwarranted? So we can do that in an average game like today. An average performance for our guys would probably be about 9 errors, if they made 9 errors
Each?
for the day. No.
Across the board.
What's that, a quarter?
So it's probably 3 each. So if you have 3, if you get to 4 or 5 errors, it's probably not a great quarter for you as an individual. And if you or a game, I should say. But if we have, we go through the quarter, we have 3 or 4 errors, it's probably not a great quarter for us.
I got a new column. Errors here. Before you go, mate, one of the highlights I used to do when I was the playing and the runner and all that, when you got to a seconds game, there wasn't club umpires. There was Harry Simpson, there was Graham Munro, there was Noel Hooper was still going, Stokesy, Bobby Beattie, and you got to know those blokes. Do you ever have reunions and invite them down to the club and give them a beer? Because I tell you what, they were fantastic. Alex Smith's another one. Dooley, he's still around. Fantastic people. Get them do you ever get them down there and just give them a beer?
Well, all those blokes are not life members. Now, Wednesday the 21st, we got a life members night, and they'll all be there. We got Hayden Kennedy as our guest speaker, so fresh out of the top job. So,
well, do me a favour. Say g'day to them all for me, because they're all great people.
Well, for I'm sure I could get you a free spot, Grubby, if you'd like to come along.
As long as you don't have to pay for the meals, Steve. Don't worry about that.
2 meals.
I don't know if you're aware though, but some of the things we do need to understand with our guys is a couple of weeks back on the Wednesday we got an email from AFL Victoria saying any tackle where the head hits the ground is now classed as a dangerous tackle. So mid-season, it's really unusual. So all of a sudden mid-season we've got to adjust. The teams have got to adjust. So that email went out to all the teams. But I think Jock sent it out. He sends it out to the secretary of the clubs. Now the next thing is when do they meet? When does the secretary does the secretary dish it out to the coaches? So So that's the thing. It's a tricky situation. So mid-season, all of a sudden we've got to adjust to a new sort of interpretation around the head hitting the ground, and it's all about concussion, addressing the concussion issue,
understandably, but we
trying to
certainly
change
saw
the tackling
last
side.
week,
Yeah.
what happens with that when it's an overreaction.
Well, they went overboard.
You'd want them to go too far and then come back, then not go far enough and someone gets knocked out in the AFL. So hang on a minute, what's going on here?
Can someone get rid of this bloke? We're nearly out of time.
Yeah, we are.
Sorry,
we could
guys.
talk. We could ask you about 150 questions.
One more thing. Since 2000, there's been 32 rule changes. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, well, it just frustrates. And are they ever written in the book? I bought a book of rules. They're the same as I played under. And the umpires just put their own interpretation in. It's frustrating.
No worries.
Steve Keating, it has been a delight to have you. Hopefully we'll have you back again finals time when we've got a little bit more time pre-match. But
we'll have to start at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Good luck with your projects, because you haven't got an easy gig, but we appreciate what you do, and hopefully we'll see a good example of umpiring on a beautiful day today as well.
Yeah, hope so.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Alan, we'll go back to you in the studio, clear a couple of sponsorship announcements, and then we'll be back to start the first quarter of the match of the day here at East Geelong. The Common Nafane Hotel is a delightful little inner city pub, and it's not far from this ground here at East Geelong where we are today at the Oswide Plumbing and Civil Oval. Mr. Cations has stepped out for a while, but Dale Smith, this is the feature game around, but we'll just talk about another one that is vital, a very tricky game for Geelong West. They are hosting North Geelong at the West Oval, started at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and I'll get a little score for you, but that's probably the only one that's a little bit tricky to pick, because the other four sides at the top of the table, or sorry, three sides at the top of the table play the three bottom sides, so there's probably going to be a fair gap in those games, but tricky one for Geelong West, sorry.
Yes, that will be. As I said, it was a close game up until quarter time there. We did get a score through, but interested to see how they're travelling at the present time. As I said, North Geelong had a couple of players come back in, and we have seen them play some good football. I think West's ability just to play 4 quarters will see them over the line out there, but they need to play that 4 quarters because North Geelong have been struggling to do that all season. As I said, they've got a couple of blokes back in, will help, but you would think the home ground and big double header out there this afternoon would be probably a good day of football.
Well, they listen to you, Dale, because they've now kicked out to 8 goals, 7-55, North Geelong 3-5-23. So they've got the early break they need to take the nerves out of that situation. So they will win that game, and they'll be in the top 5 tonight, unless there's a draw here.
Yeah, well, that's right. And unless North Geelong produce one of those big quarters of football that they can. Obviously, it's got on Aidan George's nerves too much because he has given it away. He will not be coaching next year.
Ooh.
So that's a scoop for you.
There's a go. Well done, Scoop.
He's given it away.
That's why you're the captain of the team.
And West have to hold on. If they've got a hard run, so they've got to win these games especially. And I think they'll go on and win today, especially as we already know the scores.
So with that, Grub, though, will that mean those blokes he's brought to the club probably wouldn't stay there either, would they?
I don't know. He might even stay himself in another position. I don't know, but he's definitely not going to coach.
So does Daniel Key come in and just be a coach now, or...?
Well, it might be handy because you can't get him on the field very much. His legs are gone from him, so maybe they look outside the square.
Yep.
Who knows?
Right, this is going to be a ripper. We've both been impressed with these two sides without having seen a lot of them. You guys saw Bellpost Hill in round 1, probably went okay for half, and Inverleigh run over them. Then at Werribee, they should have won that game. Kick after the siren cost them, and we've only seen East Geelong once. They were very impressive in beating Werribee. How close are they? Can you pick a winner? Is it easy?
No, it's not easy. It's very, very tough. You mentioned both of them played Werribee. I thought Werribee played ordinary footy against Bellpost Hill and terrible footy against East Geelong. So, and that was at Werribee, and this one was here. So I don't know if you can get a line on how they're going. They jumped out of the blocks last week. Don't worry about round 1. Bellpost Hill are a totally different team than what we saw run out in round 1. I even saw Cam Addy run around in the 2s out there trying to get fit for the final. So, and I don't know whether that'll happen. But no, this is a very, very hard game to pick. I think I went for Bellpost Hill on the record. I might sit on the fence and get a square up and go for East today.
Yeah, look, I don't know where it's going to go today. As I said, it's going to be really interesting. As I said, East last week when we saw them here 2 weeks ago, were really good. They did play a good brand of football, but as I said, you'd name 8 players before you could probably name a Werribee player in the better side, or in there as a better player. So they obviously outplayed them for most of the day and only won by just over 3 goals, or just on 3 goals. So, and Bellpost Hill, for me, they play a pretty steady brand of football, and their game doesn't change. And I would think that, they've beaten Bannockburn. When you speak to people around the place, East Geelong are the best side that they've played during the course of the season. So there's a lot of respect for the East Geelong side, the way they're going at this present time.
Before you go, I just want to wish some luck to a Bannockburn debut today. Liam Elzinger, Troy Elzinger's young fella. 15 years old, making his debut out at Bannockburn today. So good luck to him.
That's impressive.
Yes,
15.
Yes, good luck to him. He's a pretty good player, so hopefully he goes really, really well.
Well, we're very close to a start here. The umpire's got the ball. We're waiting for the timekeeper to blow the hooter, and we'll be away. I'm excited again. Once again, the ruck battle's in the middle. Brock Carter, another young raw ruckman who was lowered his colours to Paddy Daly, but then we saw Paddy Daly come here and take Tim McLennan on and beat him in the middle, but probably not around the ground. So, experience versus youth again.
I'll tell you what, John Mitchell reckons he played really, really well against Thompson. They've got a real good ruckman, so look out.
So ball is bounced in the middle of the ground, or thrown up in the middle of the ground. Then Hall gets the ball. He's tackled pretty hard there, and a scrunching tackle from Timmy Barton. Ball comes out in the contest, ends up in the hands of Baseley from centre wing. He looks to go forward. Kick is going to hit the centre wing position and will be taken over the boundary line by Harmer. And Hoare still, I think, feeling the effects of that crunching tackle from Timmy Barton. A bit like Mark Yates coming off the centre square, hitting Dermot Brereton that day, I think.
Very much so.
So the ball now thrown back in by the umpire. And again, Ruckman go at it. Carter, it is behind. He tips the ball to the front of the contest. Picked up there. They get out of the contest. They do it nicely through Whitney. Go back to Basely. Basely goes back over the top into the hands of Staggart, I think it is, or Sable, sorry. Sable on hands and knees. Ball comes out of that contest. Picked up by Horn. He gives the handball away. Goes towards Gear. Gives the handball over the top to Rich. And Rich from the centre half back position transfers play wide. It goes very wide. Ball continues to run. Gray is out there. But for East Geelong, it is Lemper. He keeps the ball in front. He's working 2-on-1, but he's got the ball back. Did that pretty nicely into the hands of Crombie. On the right boot, goes back towards the goal square. Gets over the top, but it sits up. McNamara is back there, so he will relieve some pressure for the Bellpost Hill side. Geez, he's running full distance.
Yeah, because he's got nowhere to go.
He was lucky not to be called there, I reckon. The ball has gone over the boundary line from a spoil, and we're going to have a throw in. So
it was very funny watching the umpire. Then he looked at him, and then he looked back to where he reckoned he started and shook his head. I reckon he might have realised he's made a blue there.
Well, he's come out of there to a 3-on-1. He had no choice.
Yeah, no, it's unusual because he didn't have the option up the field. McLennan this time got the knock out of the contest. He taps it back, goes back in towards the pack situation. Sable picks the ball up once again. Ball comes out in the tackle, and again as Crombie goes after it, he tried to keep the ball in front of himself. Bellpost Hill again through McNamara. The steadying influence back there goes to Whitney. Geez, he put him under the hammer. He is tackle brought to ground. They were just talking about that dangerous tackle. That could have been one, but they let that go. And now there is a ball up to be taking place in the half-forward line for the East Geelongs attacking into the ground. And there'll be no holds barred in this game, I wouldn't think. As I said,
it's like a final, Smith.
Yeah, a bit of a hold on that top three position, mate. That's what they're both looking for in the contest. They come through. I'm not too sure it was who ran through with the ball, but it's not coming out the other side, and the umpire will come back in and take possession. So we'll have another ball up, similar position to the last, thrown up by the umpire this time. Again, tapped down. I think it was McLennan, got it away, and it's only Whitney that comes away with the ball, goes towards centre wing. Page is up there, had a couple of goes at it, couldn't pick it up cleanly. Gray kicks it along the ground, been into the hands of Collins. Collins now takes the ball, the hand goes back from Fatella, and it's been smothered. Goes to Carter, he can't pick it up cleanly. Ball runs back towards the boundary line. This time we're going to have a throw in. So we've gone just on nearly 3 minutes in this first quarter, and either side is yet to score.
Any wind advantage?
I don't think so. Grabs, it's a beautiful day.
0. Throw in, it's Carter and McLennan. Carter gets a hand on it, pushes it forward, but can't break free of the pack there as Flacavento. Comes over the back of the pack, and coming through there was Collins, kicks down the line. Rich punches away, clears up one of his players. Running through the middle of the ground is Sam Lowe, who impressed us here last time. Kicks the ball forward looking for Menzies. He can't hold the mark. Running onto the crumb is O'Connell. Hand passes over the back to Crombie, but it's Menzies. Young Hugh Menzies comes in, snaps across his body, and that is the first goal of the day to the home side. One straight goal to East Geelong, and that was a combination of the two younger players, Crombie tapping it across to Menzies, and he picked up and kicked a goal. Great start for the home side.
Yeah, it is, and I think in a game like this, which we almost described as a final before, you really got to kick in that first goal. It just gives you that momentum, and I think now, if you go back to the square, I meant to say it during, I didn't get a chance. Poor old Terry McLennan, he's given away another foot and a half again this week, so he's going to have a big day on his hands, but somehow they've got to get the ball out of the centre and get another one, and I'll tell you what, this could go down to the wire, I hope, but I think we're going to enjoy today.
Looking forward to it. So in the middle again, McLennan and Carter. It's Carter who's got a very good leap, gets his hand on it. Coming through quickly is Belitho for the East Geelong side. Comes out the back of the pack to Muir. Muir kicks forward. The umpire's blown the whistle, and it will be a kick to Whitney. Whitney kicks forward. Running onto the ball there is Fantella. Kicks short into the forward line, looking for a teammate. Umpire's blown the whistle, and he's paid that free kick to Jaden Ettridge. Free kick will mark, and he'll have a shot for goal. He's probably 35 metres out when he takes the kick, but he's on a pretty tight angle.
It's usually a pretty good kick. The umpire actually paid a hold decision.
Hold in the marking contest.
Yep.
So it's Ettridge now, moving in to try and get a return for his club straight after that early goal from East. He's kicked, and they're all very happy. Straight through the middle, and it's level things up. 3.5 minutes into the Common Nafeen Hotel first quarter. It's one goal each of two here. at the Oswide Plumbing and Civil Oval.
Well, as I said, they needed to get the ball out of the centre, and they did. And also, as I said, he's a pretty good kick, Jaden Ettridge. He's one of those blokes that if he kicks a nice one early, he's up and about. So, that all goes well for Bellpost Hill. And goal for goal. I hope it goes goal for goal all day. We'll have a fantastic day, will you?
Oh, yeah. Now, back in the middle, young Ruckman Carter. He's already 6'6" or 7 in the old language, but he's got a hell of a leap on him too. McLennan wins that one, gets the left hand at it, punched over the back of the pack by Hall, coming through his Crombie. He can't hold the ball. Collins tries to get it for Bellpost Hill. He can't. His teammate there is tackled to the ground, and the last one up will be Danielle, I think it is. Carter gets a very good slap at the ball, comes out to Harmer, bounces the wrong way for him. O'Connell picks it up, can't get it, gets across to Muir to McIntyre. McIntyre releases McLennan, but coming in working very hard is Danielle there for Bellpost Hill. Picked up again by Fanning. Fanning kicks it across to Jacobs. He gets it further forward. Bellpost Hill running out to Sulix, and he forces the ball over the line right in front of the social club rooms here. It's 1 goal each on the Common Mafine Hotel first quarter.
Glenn looks like he's going to the bench. I know he's getting himself back behind the ball. So Fanning doing the ruck work down there against Carter. The ball is thrown in by that umpire now. Again, comes down to Collins. Collins' boot was smothered off the boot, actually. The ball runs back towards the boundary line, and Dylan Whitney will say, I'm going to let it go over it. We'll set up again. So similar position to the last. Carter doing the ruck work. McLennan this time comes down to take front position, takes the ball out of the ruck contest, tried to get the handball away, picked up there. Handball goes over the top from Whitney. They get the ball further afield, ends up in the hands of Flaccavento, got around one, needs to get the handball, he did so inside. It's intercepted there, and it was Hall that had the ball, can't pick it up cleanly now. It's kicked off the ground, and the ball goes back into the hands of Jacobs. He got it away, and the ball goes into the midfield. They keep the ball alive, and it's running forward, coming through. Crombie attacked the ball nicely, but couldn't pick it up cleanly. Does low. He picks it up, and handballs out to Mars. He goes into their forward line, got the kick, and went back after it once again. Couldn't pick it up. Still works hard for it. Again, this time it's over the top of the ball as Collins put his head down, and it was taken a little bit front on. Free kick is going to be won by that player.
How did McNamara get a hand in there? I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
So the ball goes sideways, and they have Gray. Gray will go sideways again.
Oh.
Kick wasn't great. It's Crombie's worked very hard to get there. It's one of the kids that came up from the under-18s, I believe. So he's now working hard to keep the ball in their forward line. In the hands of Muir. Muir goes forward, and only in the hands of Lowe, who waits, and he will take the mark forward of centre wing. So attacking side for them. He goes back towards the centre half forward position. That's a great kick. Mark wasn't taken. Yates got his hands in. He looks into the middle of the ground, and he will find Costello. Costello looking for the options coming past, and he haven't seen one as yet. Barton's asking for the ball back behind. He's got a player out the back, and he goes in that direction now. Kick forward, this time by Staggard. Kick will come straight back to him. A good spoil from behind, and it runs back into the middle of the ground. Again, East Geelong with some numbers. They try to get through. That's dropping the ball. Good, strong tackle there by Collins. He's allowed to play on, and he goes out wide. Mark will be taken on centre wing. Page it is. He's playing a little bit further up the field with the other two boys back in the side today.
So's Cozzy.
Yeah, so they're going towards centre wing or over the top, and it's Sam Lowe. He's this side of the ground playing wing, but he's now slipped into the other side. Goes inside to McLennan. McLennan looks back into the middle of the ground. That is a great kick. Finds Will Hoare, and he from the middle of the ground goes into their forward line. Out in front of Menzies. Got a favourable bounce. Runs on it. Got the handball back to his teammate in Crombie. He looks up. The kick was smothered off the boot into the hands of the captain there in Bosley. He goes long back towards the goal square. Nice kick. Good grab. Mark has been taken out there, and I think it's Fanning that's taken the mark. So he will go back from about 20 metres out directly in front and try and kick the second goal for East Geelong.
Well, he's been a pretty good player for him this year. We unfortunately weren't afforded the opportunity to see him a couple of weeks ago because he went off in the first couple of minutes of the game. So it'd be good to see how good he is.
So Fanning now has an opportunity, as we said, to bring up East Geelong second and regain the lead. Any score will do that. Comes in, kicks it goal, umpire moves across, but I think it's okay. Right. Coming back, so that is their second of the afternoon. And Fanning with his first. So East Geelong are 2 straight at Bellpost Hill, 1 straight goal, Common Mafine Hotel, first quarter scoreboard.
He's obviously can play a bit. As soon as the East Geelong fella kicked that ball up there, I think all three of us in the box thought, there's a mark here. You could just say he's a good enough player to get himself in the right position. I want to go back to the ruckman. East Geelong, obviously, they're not going to win all very many tap-outs, but we know they can do that because they did it a fortnight ago here against Werribee and Paddy Daly, so we know they can do that.
It's in the middle now, McLennan and Barton. Barton gets
Like
his
that.
hand on it, but Hoare it is, picks up the crumb, belts it forward, and Fanning comes out, almost holds a very good mark under a lot of pressure there from Kelly, but it's whacked over the line. Grubby, I was going to ask you that last goal, a lot of raps on young Menzies, and rightfully so, but by geez, that Crombie's a likely young player too.
Yeah, good kid.
Yeah, Fanning chips in and finds his teammate there in Mulverhill, another young player in the East Geelong side, gets his first touch for the day. The ball goes into the forward line, but Gray has claimed the mark. It wasn't paid. There's been a tackle going on, but the umpire will ball it up.
Why did it come from over there? Was that a freak?
I think they paid a deliberate grab, I think.
I was going to say, the ball went over the boundary line. I was expecting a throw-in.
Yeah, I think they paid deliberate running of the ball over the line.
Okay.
So it's Fanning who gets the tap out, comes to the back of the pack, but the experienced Muir for Bellpost Hill clears it. Many players jumping the ball, and the Watty comes last at it. He can't hold it either. The umpire has found that Bellpost Hill have had it a little bit too long, and it's going to be Watty for the East Geelong side. Gets it, he kicks it into the forward pocket looking for the leading Bosley. He comes out, picks it up on the rebound after not being able to mark, swings on the left foot, slaps it forward. Crombie comes along and picks up the crumb and kicks a goal across his body. That's the second player, second of the youngsters to kick goals for East Geelong. They've got 3 now. Bellpost Hill 1. That's a nice little break for the local side here at the Oswide Plumbing and Civil Oval.
They seem to kick all their goals from that side. They don't do a lot of damage from here, but they seem to. It wasn't quite as clean as what they did at Werribee a couple of weeks ago, but they seem to head that side and have plenty of players there. So what Tari's got to do, I think, is make sure that their backmen gravitate over there. Otherwise, they have too many players, and it turns out to be a pretty easy goal, really, in the finish because they had excess numbers.
There's a lot of youth and exuberance in that forward line at the moment. All 3 of them now had their hands on the ball. Both Menzies and Crombie have a goal each now. So Barton's still in the ruck. Carter's still waiting at the interchange bench to come back on. So up it's Barton again, wins the tap, gets it across. Whitney picks up the ball. He's dragged to the ground. He did not dispose of the ball correctly, and Bolitho for the East Geelong side will take the free kick right in the middle of the ground. Plays on very quickly. Long, low pass looking for Menzies. He does a very good job to hold McNamara out, which was handy as the cavalry comes to help over the back of the pack. Ooh, coming through there. I think he had a chance initially to get rid of it, and I reckon the umpire is going to ping him. No, he's finally eased it out the back. Oh, that's a high tackle, and Bellpost Hill will definitely receive a free kick there.
I don't think they're going to. And this one's going in the error column.
I think that, I reckon he was blindsided then by the couple of players in front of him. But,
okay, so it is a ball up just on the 50-metre arc. Barton gets a very unusual slap over the back of the pack, but certainly effective. Coming through is Whitney. Does a nice little blind turn, gets it across to Sable. Sable's tackled immediately. Coming through is Lowe, who's been in the game a lot already. Pack of players on the ground, and this time we'll have... This time he's done the opposite.
No, we won't.
He's pinged him for holding the pill this time. And it's Sam Lowe will lose the ball. Bellpost Hill have it through Whitney. Whitney kicks a long drop punt down the line looking for Ettridge, but 2 strong, taller opponents get the ball over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in just in front of the Bellpost Hill coach's box. Carter's back on the ground. He'll be dropping back behind play and allow Barton to continue the ruck work, which he's already won 2 head-outs.
I think I might run out of ink today in that column.
Ball is thrown in by the umpire. At the back it comes. Bolitho has it, gives it to his brother, and he runs from the half-back line low, gets the ball, brings it out wide. Mulville, he's in front. Ball was from behind. The kick off the ground was okay, but didn't travel too far. Mark. Well, it was paid. I didn't think he was going to pay it then. Short kick comes back, and that was from Kelly into the hands of Collins. Collins looks further afield. Little short kick goes towards Ettridge. Did that nicely. Held the ground.
Held him out beautifully.
Yep. And then went to the ball, and he will go back and have a chance to kick his second of the afternoon.
Look, I wasn't sure if he was going to play this year, Jaden, and when he came back, and I'm not being nasty to him, but he was carrying a little bit of excess weight, but he looks like he shed some of those kilos, and he's a dangerous forward, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's a confidence player, really, mate. You're hitting the ball right at that start, that first kick, and here he has his second shot at goal, and that's looks straight through the middle. Never looked like missing, so Jade Netridge has his second of the afternoon. Belpose Hill close the gap. They move to 2 straight. East Geelong are 3 straight goals. 15 minutes gone, first quarter, Commonwealth Hotel scoreboard.
Yeah, look, he is a confidence player, and then if he gets on top, look out. But when they had a ruck bounce down there, Belpost Hill won the tap out again, but East come away with it. But they kick it off the ground. We saw it at Belpost Hill. It cost them the game, kicking it off the ground, because it can go anywhere. Pick the damn thing up and kick it.
Very impressive start. There's 5 goals on the board already. East have 3 and they lead. Carter goes up high, but it's McLennan who wins the tap out. Belitho runs onto the ball, breaks clear of a tackle, gets a relatively good chance, but completely miskicks the ball. Goes off at 45 degrees and will run over the boundary line in front of the social rooms. And the AFL may very well have played that one deliberate, I thought, but that's that skill error, blatant skill error that took place there.
Well,
and,
that would have been 2 in a row in the exact same spot if they did.
That's right. So we've got another throw in now. It's Fanning who's going to contest with the much taller Carter. Fanning actually got a hand onto it first to Hoare. He can't control the ball. Collins scoops it out of the pack. Belitho grabs it, slaps it forward really quick. Young Menzies underneath it, punches it to the ground, which is what good forwards do. Flacavento can't get it clear. Coming through very quickly was Menzies again. The umpire's blown the whistle and said that Belpost Hill veteran defender.
Well, I don't think he gave him much of a chance then.
It's Sulix is going to take the free kick for the Belpost Hill side.
He's one of my favourite players in the comp, this bloke. Every week.
He's been around for a long time. Oh. That kick's not so good. It's going to run out to the boundary line. Carter can't control the ball, and it goes over for a boundary throw-in. It's 3 goals straight 18 to 2 goals straight 12. And we are 16 and a half minutes into the Common Nafeen Hotel first quarter.
So Ruckman go at it once again. McLennan gets the ball down again, goes towards O'Connell, picked up there by McIntyre on the left boot, goes back into their forward line. Gray stands there. I think the sun might have led him to missing that ball. Got the handball out was Collins. Collins is going to win a free kick. Muir comes away. Advantage has now been paid. So they go back into the middle of the ground. Cozzy comes out, had one hand at it, but it's picked up by Sam Lowe. So Lowe now transfers play back to that favourite side. As we saw, Bosley used his body, got rid of Sulix. Now he goes back and collects. He's got 3 on 1. He needs to do some good work here. Ball comes out in the tackle. Again, Melville, he's there, got the handball away. So they worked pretty hard, kicked off the ground. They continue to make the ball and take some ground for Belpost Hill at half forward. Now there's a hold. Push, he said. So basically must have pushed Lowe in the back or something, and it's going to be Williams that gets the ball from Lowe. He brings the ball across the ground. It's a nice kick to McIntyre. McIntyre, he steps back inside, looks towards centre half forward, goes towards Crombie. Ball over the top. Flacavento got a hand on it. Couldn't be picked up there by Menzies. Goes to Collins, doing a lot of work back in defence. Menzies did nicely at ground level. Tapped it and kept it forward. Same with Crombie. Ball goes over the top to Hoare. He can't get rid of it effectively. Into the hands of Collins once again, and he just delivers the ball out wide. He's got a player out there by himself. Might be Fantella, is it? And he gets the handball away. They run the ball from that centre wing position, and Whitney picks it up and goes long into the forward line in front. Etheridge, good hands. He's got his confidence up at the moment, and he's got the ball. He looks to go back in towards the centre half forward, over the top of the centre half forward there, and Barton goes through to Jacobs. He missed his target, so he's got to go back and win possession once again. Now he's over the top of the ball. Umpire said high, and there's going to be a free kick going to Jacobs.
He's a bit lucky there. Got a bit fancy there, didn't he?
50.
It is indeed.
Not sure whether it was mouthing off or just throwing the ball back behind him a little bit.
I think it might have been a bit low, Grubby. It wasn't as effective as it was supposed to be, so he'll now transfer play from centre half forward to the centre circle. He plays on now and goes out wide. That was Jacobs, goes out and got numbers out there. Belpost Hill. Sulix couldn't take it, got the handball away, but it wasn't effective. Collins is still back there working hard. Goes to Flacavento, put him under a little bit of pressure. He got the ball back to Collins. He gets, I thought he's going to get through the contest, got boot to ball. Well, it can't be because he kicked it. There's another one for you, Colin Grubb.
Well, he must reckon he had enough time prior to him eventually kicking it, but I reckon Collins has got 10 possessions already, Grubby.
Yeah.
He's had a great start.
Well, I was going to count that one as one, but obviously you can't. He picked the ball up. He was tackled straight away. Did hold on to it for a little bit and then got a kick. It's if you don't... with the private shoot. You've got to get rid of it by hand or by foot, and I thought he did that.
So it's Crombie that's going to have the resulting free kick. Comes in from about 35, kicks at goal. I'll tell you what, these kids know where to find the goal. He's got his second of the afternoon. And the fourth now for East Geelong. They are 4 straight. They lead Bellpost Hill, who are 2 straight. 20 minutes gone. First quarter, Commonwealth Hotel, first quarter scoreboard.
Yeah, look, I thought they might have been a bit lucky there, but let me just add to what you just said about these kids know where the goals. I watched a fair bit of the seconds, and all the seconds players kick them from there too. They just kick them. They know where the goals are, which means East Geelong have got a bit of depth. They lose 1 or 2. I watched their seconds. They've got a few blokes coming in, and they don't miss the goals from there either. So, very, very hard to beat. But as I say, I don't think that was a free kick, but, oh well.
I tell you what, we expected a good game of footy, and we're getting it. The skills are pretty darn good. There's been 6 straight goals kicked, 4 to East, 2 to Bellpost Hill. We're back in the middle, Carter and McLennan again. McLennan gets the left hand, gets it forward, and Mars comes through for East Geelong.
That's the same thing.
He is exactly the same thing. He kicked it away, but the umpire thought he had long enough prior to the kick. So it's Beau Collins, who's probably up to 11 now for the Bellpost Hill side. Belts it forward looking for Ettridge, and he has 2 goes at it, and he's got it. East Geelong defence claiming touched in between, and it probably was, but that's always going to be paid a mark when he got his hands onto it first and then picked up the chest. Picked up on the chest after. So Jaden Ettridge will be having his 3rd shot at goal. He's kicked 2 straight already, and his side not desperately needed, but just to keep in touch, it would be very good for the Panthers if he got it through. It's probably going to test the distance, and it's faded a little bit and through to for 1 point only. So it's the first minor score of the afternoon, 2-1-13 to the Bellpost Hill Panthers. East Geelong 4 straight. And a long kick out towards the halfback flank. Almost a mark there. Running onto the crumb is young Alex Gear, and it's gone
Gear,
over the boundary.
He's not playing, is he?
Well, according to this, he is.
He
That bloke
told
wearing
me-
number 6.
He told the Troy Brownlee he wasn't allowed to play for 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with that bad concussion, without a doctor's certificate.
Oh, okay. Well, that's him out there, unless it's someone else wearing his jumper.
Yeah.
So it's Carter and McLennan again. Carter this time gets first hand on it, has a slap at it with the foot, can't get through. Coming out the back of the pack there for Bellpost Hill, trying to win the ball. It was Staggart. He can't get away. There's hands and bumble going on everywhere, but the ball's not going anywhere. It's going to be held up against, bobbled out of the back of the pack. The umpire's waving, play on, and it's the ruckman McLennan kicks down the line, and coming out to take a good mark is Jaden Fanning for the home side. He's on centre wing, long way from his spot at centre half forward, but he's going to start up an attack, and he finds Jacobs with a little 15.5 metre kick, and he takes it on the wing. Jacobs now looking for an option further downfield. Decides to kick down the line. He'll be looking for young Menzies. He leans into the pack on McNamara. Very good job. McNamara, quick hand pass out to his teammate there, and Daniel, he can't get away. Jacobs is back in the action trying to pick it up. Can't get clear of the pack. The umpire has finally decided to blow the whistle and have a ball up. It's literally 12.5 metres from where we're sitting here. Centre wing, outer side of the ground here at East Geelong. 4 straight, plays 2-1. And we're 23 minutes into the Common Nafeen first quarter.
Ruckman go at it again and picked up Yates on hands and knees. He's looking to get the ball out. He's trying to, I think he gave the ball to the East Geelong player, then wrestled him for the holding decision.
It should have been a free kick to East Geelong from the first thrower, because you watch him go back and he ran into a Bellpost Hill plate. You're not allowed to be there.
So the ball's thrown in, it goes up, and it's Yates hand over the ball again. He goes forward quickly by boot into the half-forward line. Marker's not taken out there, coming through, picked up Ettridge, got the handball over the top, went looking for Costello, but he's in the vicinity, but he's going to be picked up there by Niawati. Got good hands over the top. That went across to Hoare. He gives the handball away to the running Belitho. Michael gets into the centre. Fanning can't pick it up. Oh, he's ahead Kelly by the pants end. Thought it might have been a free kick. The ball goes out wide, back to Gear. Gear goes back inside to Hall once again, so he's looking for a set up from the half-back line. He goes out wide. Nice-looking kick. Crombie had hands on it, couldn't take it cleanly, picked up by Sulix. He fed the ball out, back towards the boundary line. The ball goes. Umpire says, let's throw it in. Centre wing, far side of the ground, from where we sit anyway, clubroom side.
Yeah, they're very tricky, Smithy. It was holding the man, but he tapped the ball in front of him. Sometimes they say you're in possession doing that, so I'll let him go go on that one. That could have gone that way.
So the ball is thrown back in, umpire, and it's tapped back to the front of the contest. Collins once again got the handball out into the hands there. I think it was Yates got boot to ball. Waddy clean.
That's
pick up.
no mark.
No, it hit the ground, and it's a good strong tackle there by Barton. Ball comes out, and again it's picked up. Harmer goes into their forward line, coming through Williams. He can't take clean possession of the ball. He was taken out of that contest, and the ball now is in the hands of Fantella. Goes into the forward line, going back. The mark is not taken, so they run the ball. Again, it's Gear. Got a teammate out wide, and that's Williams. No, it's not. It's Jacobs, I should say, and he takes the mark. So Jacobs now looking to give the ball towards centre wing and Fanning. His opponent is there, but that's a good strong mark, and he's got the wood over Kelly at the moment. He's just taking some good strong marks, and now he settles things down. McLennan wants the ball short. He does go short, and it's Michael Blytho that takes the mark. So Blytho now, no one stands the mark, so he could go, but he decides now to hold things up. I'll call the play on now by the umpire, so a little bit of pressure will arrive soon. He handballs back, goes in the hands of Fanning. Again, he's not too sure where to go, so he gives the handball further afield to McIntyre. He goes on the left boot, delivers it along the ground. Crombie comes out, didn't take the mark, picked up by Collins. Got the handball back to Muir. And Muir now from the front of the commentary box goes along the boundary line, and Barton comes out and takes a mark. So Timmy Barton has the ball. His next option's got to be forward. Man makes that lead. He goes in that direction. Williams sits off him. Ball is not marked. Comes to the front of the contest again. Jacobs runs onto it. Handball over the top. McIntyre's back in support. Gets round one. Got the handball back further afield. Back into the hands of Monaghan it is now. They run it back further. Williams put him under a bit of pressure. He goes to 1-2. He gets it back. Now Mars has it, and he goes across the goal. Kick has to be good, and was. Mark is taken out there, this time by Blytho. He goes short up over the top, teammate in the back pocket, so they settle things down. Just a little bit of possession footy at the moment. And he will settle and go along the boundary with another short kick. Rich, again, still inside defensive 50. He just sits on it now and waits. Goes along the boundary line, this time a little bit longer. Back towards centre wing. Yates in front, mark not taken. Again, they get the ball. When it goes back into the hands of Collins, he was tackled. That was a good, strong tackle. Incorrect disposal, and a free kick to the East Geelong side. So I think it must be Melville out there that's the recipient. So he looks further afield now. He's going to go towards centre wing. Coming up low. Spoiled from behind by Flaccavento. Goes back towards the boundary line, and Whitney can't take it cleanly, and the ball runs back over the boundary line. So we'll have a throw in. 27 minutes gone. First quarter. It is East Geelong 4 straight. Bell Post Hill 2-1.
That was interesting, that tackle, Grubby. That was one of those where he did push his head into the ground, but the free kick had been paid prior to the completion of the tackle. So I don't know what the umpire's supposed to do in that case. The ball has come out of the back of the pack. It's Harmer for Bell Post Hill. Grabs it, kicks it long for looking for Mann. He comes out, can't quite control the chest mark. East Geelong defenders grab it. They're dragged to the ground, and we'll have another ball up right on the 50-metre arc, directly out from their goal. They are 2 goals, 1-13. East Geelong 4 straight goals. 27 minutes into the quarter, thrown out of the pack there. Barton pushes the ball forward for the East Geelong, for Bell Post Hill side. The defenders down there, and it's Luke Williams who's got it. Comes out, neatly kicks the ball forward, finds McIntyre. McIntyre hand passes back to Williams. Williams bounces on the spot like a basketballer, then kicks long down the line looking for and finding Lemper, who's on a lead between wing and half-back. Kicks the ball into the centre of the ground. It's a delightful kick, finds Hoare, who's right in the centre of the ground, waiting to get going for his side. Sees Lowe out on the wing on his own, where he spends quite a lot of time. Lowe's caught on the inside. Oh, a very good effort by Harmer there to intercept a handball. It's Gear comes in trying to get the ball back for East Geelong, but there's a pack of players on the ground. The umpire's circling and finally blows the whistle as the quarter-time siren goes, where we see East Geelong 4 straight goals, 24. Bell Post Hill 2-2-14. Really entertaining start on a great day. Goal kickers, please, Dale.
Yes, to this stage of the game, Crombie has 2 for East Geelong. Fanning and Menzies are the other goal kickers, and the 2 for Bell Post Hill belong to Jaden Ettridge. So we'll take a short break, come back with first quarter action here from the Auswide Plumbers and Civil Oval. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Entertainment Centre.
Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard will kick off showing East Geelong 4 straight 24, Belcoast Hill 2-2-14. Very even game. I think the 4 shots each probably sums it up. Before Grubby gets into detail, you've gone round the grounds, Grubby. Tell us what's going on.
Oh, I'm just wasting me bloody time doing it.
Oh, what's happened?
Well, Anarchy at 250 goals, 1,501, it says to me. Bannockburn at 535. I reckon that might be right, but who knows what
That might be
Anarchy's
2-1, is it, or something, do you
Yeah,
reckon?
who knows? Carrara and Werribee will Crow. I don't know if they've got in and out there, but they haven't given us a score at all. Inverleigh 2-5-17. Trail Belmont Lions 3-1-19. And Thompson 5-3-33. A leading Winch 3-2-20. I'll see if I can get those other scores as we progress during the afternoon.
Okay, I'll see if I can find them as well. You're going to have an easy job here. Find some best players, because I reckon there's been heaps of them.
Well, I reckon, well, I won't count them, but I reckon I got 17 or 18. And it's hard to not put some blokes in, but I thought Flacavento started off pretty well off the half-back line. Collins has been sensational. Yates has done some really good things down here. Barton's been good. Whitney's been good. Gray. Did I say him already? I can't remember. McNamara down back has been fantastic. Ettridge has been unstoppable up there. If you got to kick that last one straight, he'd have had 3. And Carter's been good in the ruck. Crombie's been good for East Geelong. Lowe. O'Connell's been good. Jacobs has been good. Williams. Both Bolithos. Fanning has been terrific. Oh, I tell you what, and I've probably missed about another 8 blokes. That's how good this game is.
Yep.
And I reckon the difference between the two sides is the kicking to position, the field kicking. I think East Geelong, they're just using the ball a bit better, and that's why they're a couple of goals up. And I'll tell you what I did notice, and I really love it. Belpost Hill had the ball in their forward line for about 3 or 4 minutes, and they gave it everything, the forwards. They put the pressure on. They pushed them back from half-back flank, back to the back pocket, and I thought they've got to break through here. And instead of rushing kicks and trying to get themselves out, East Geelong just went, hang on, and they stopped and they went across and they held the game up. And that's hard to do against Belpost Hill when you're getting pressure. They held the game up, they got the ball out of the other side of the ground and then cleared the ball. Fantastic football, that. Fantastic by Belpost Hill to put them in that position, and even better football by East Geelong to be able to just say, hang on, put the brakes on here, don't panic, and go out nicely. And that's what they did, and that's why this is such a fantastic game to watch.
I didn't see much of Belpost in their halcyon years, but East Geelong beating them at their own game based on that, because that's their great strength, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. They don't seem to go across and hold. They did in that situation, they did. But in general, for the quarter, I just thought coming out of the back line and even going into the forward line, their field kicking was really, really good. And yes, Belpost Hill were always tremendous at that. They did it a bit of a different way. They seem to go, as I said in the call, they go over towards the club rooms, and they all seem to be able to kick goals from that side, and they outnumber their opponents. So Belpost Hill, they've realised now how good East Geelong are. I think they already knew that, and they've now got to pull something out to see if they can just hit the front. I know you're saying it's very, very still. During the seconds, I thought there was a slight breeze down towards the way Belpost Hill were kicking, but I think that's gone. So I don't think that's any difference at all. I think it's just whoever gets the ball, kick the goals, win the game, and I tell you what, we might have a thriller here.
Just one score you missed, Grubby. Geelong West Giants 11-8-74, North Geelong 5-6. That's probably three-quarter time-ish with a 1 o'clock start. You always like stories. You mentioned the young fella, Elzinger, playing his first game. You always see young kids.
Who's he playing with?
Bannockburn.
Is he? Oh, okay.
So that's pretty handy. Always like to see them. Those 3 kids that we've seen have all done something to get you a little bit excited about that. And what I like was the way that they interact with each other after a bit of success. So this is the sort of thing that a club can really build an era around, is kids like that coming into the game together.
There's no doubt about that. And then you put together how good their seconds are and how fantastic their under-19 was this morning, been beating Lara. I'd also like to apologise to you on Smithy's behalf for interrupting while you were talking. But I think I've used that before. But their under-19s are a fantastic side. They've got so many kids coming through. And I don't know if they can beat Inverleigh this year. Matter of fact, just watching them, I'm not sure they can. But I'll tell you what, give them a year, 2 years, and they might be the powerhouse of the Geelong and District Football League with what they've got, what I've seen they've got here over the last couple of weeks.
There's a lot to get excited about. Yeah, this has lived up to expectation. We hope we can get 3 more quarters of something pretty darn similar. The big ruckman are in the middle of the ground again, McLennan and Carter. We're about to start the second quarter, which is the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter. 4 straight goals, 24, 2-2, 14. East Geelong leading on their home ground, which is the Oswald Plumbing and Civil Oval here at Richmond Crescent.
Look at this bloke.
He's just slowly leaving the arena. We're ready to go. We've just got one spectator who needs to be ready to go as well. Umpire has the ball in the air now. Dale Smith, get us going in this second quarter.
Umpire is about to start the second quarter here and we have got a pretty good game on our hands. Let's hope it continues. Ball is thrown in the air. This time it's McLennan who knocks the ball down, gets his own ball, got the handball out wide, missed his target though, picked up there basically, got the handball away. He missed his target, picked up by Hoare it was, and he gets the handball away. Again coming through was Kelly. He's head over the ball, needs to get rid of it. Umpire circles and says, I will take possession. And it's going to be a ball up. Still a little bit attacking end for the East Geelong side, and the ball is thrown up quickly. Carter up and down, didn't get touch on it. McLennan, nice hand over the top to McIntyre, goes into the forward line, nice looking kick, good mark, and Menzies comes out and takes the mark. So he has one for the afternoon.
It must have impressed you old fellas the way he took that ball out in front of his face, extended arms, giving McNamara no chance whatsoever to punch it away.
Well, that's what he has to do against Bo McNamara. Otherwise, McNamara will punch it away because I think he's the best defender in the comp. So
Menzies, as we said, has one for the afternoon. He steps in, kicks that goal.
Not coming back.
No, started left or right, so I should say, and continue that way. So 1 goal, 1 to that player. East Geelong now to 4-1. Bellpost Hill are on 2-2, and we have gone just that solitary minute in this second quarter. So the ball to be brought back in by Muir. Kicking in from the full-back. He's going to come to where we sit, and he goes towards centre wing. Ball is let bounce. Tapped down by Rich, went to gear, couldn't pick it up. Rich went back and got it, got the handball out the back again to McIntyre. He kicks to the forward line. Bosley couldn't trap the ball. Menzies again come out and he could trap it. Got the handball away or got it away. And Bosley then turned the ball over. Muir on his hands and knees, got it back. Picked up and kicked forward by Hall. It goes wide and too wide once again. And a free kick going to Bellpost Hill in defence. Staggard will be the recipient of this free kick. Right beside the behind post. So they've set up pretty well, East Geelong. Got the short option. Has to be a good kick, and was. Sulix takes the mark on the half-back line. So Sulix now will bring the ball, I think, further afield. Barton leads up, a good strong lead. That is acknowledged. He spins and it goes across the ground. The kick had to be good. Goes looking for Harmer. Another nice kick, so they've kept possession of the ball. Ball still just defensive side of centre wing. On the far side, Muir's made some space into the middle of the ground. The handball goes out wide, and Sulix it is that comes up from behind, kicks back in towards Barton once again, off a step, kicks long, goes high into the forward line. Ettridge comes out, and he's anyone really kept his eye on the ball, and he did that nicely, and he has taken the mark. So Jaden Ettridge an opportunity now to get his third goal of the afternoon. If he's been watching the East Geelong boys, it shouldn't be a problem from where he is.
for a bloke his size, he's a really good focal point. A lot of focal points that you've got are 6'3", 4", and he's not much taller than me. I mean, he's under 6 foot, this kid.
Every one of his possessions just been good body work, which you mentioned in other weeks. Even he drew that free kick early because he won the right position.
He steps in now, crosses 50, kicks that goal. He's got the distance, and I think he has got the accuracy. He has. He's got his third goal of the afternoon and the third for Bellpost Hill. They move to 3-2.
No, sorry. We've had a change of heart.
Ooh.
We've only got one flag up down there, so...
3, it's now 2-3.
Jeez.
His teammates got excited, but the goal umpire didn't. So it's low now for East Geelong. Kicks long to the middle of the ground. Pack setting, coming over the back of the pack. Trying to win the ball was Bolitho. A handball comes out. He gets a second chance on it. He's running away from Collins, who's had plenty of the footy this afternoon for Bellpost Hill. Bolitho gets a second crack at it, puts his head down, pushes his body into his opponent. The umpire said it wasn't a high tackle for that reason, and we'll have a ball up. Just on the East Geelong side of the centre circle, it's Carter who wins the ball. A double-hander gets it across to Muir. Muir kicks straight down the middle of the ground and coming out, can't quite take the mark there for is Kerrin for Bellpost Hill. Umpire's blown the whistle, and Williams is deemed to have incorrectly disposed of it, and it's Kerrin who will win the free kick for the Bellpost Hill side. He gets it across to the long left footer of Whitney. He kicks a beautiful delivery into the forward line. Costello can't quite
Top
hold
of the
mark,
arms,
but the
top of the
umpire's
arms.
gone chop chop, and he will win the free kick. This is Nick Costello, the other very experienced and diminutive figure in the forward line like Ettridge, and they have been productive for the Panthers for many, many years. Both of them left the club in 2019, but have returned when they've got another sniff at a flag. And it's Costello. He's deep in the forward pocket, tight angle, but I'm sure he's kicked plenty of these in his career. Coming in very deliberately. He'll have no trouble at all with the distance. Comes off the boot
Shocker.
very ordinarily, short to the left, one behind only. So we now have 2 goals, 4-16, 4-1-25. East Geelong in the lead.
Williams goes short to the back pocket. Dangerous kick and has been turned over, and Joel Page is going to go straight back at goal. So a big opportunity here for Bellpost Hill. They've had a couple of shots early in the quarter, and maybe Joel Page can change that fortune for them.
Gee, for a bloke who kicks the ball so well,
That was
that's
a shocker.
terrible kick. Yeah, that's a terrible one. I'll tell you what, we can sit here for 3 weeks if you want. You won't see him do that again.
So Page now, he's approached from in front of the club rooms, kicking it towards goal. Kicks now, and I think he likes that one a little bit better. Umpire says this time we are straight over my head. I think that's going to be a goal, and Joel Page now has his first of the afternoon, the third for Bellpost Hill. They're 3-4. They trail East Geelong on 4-1. 6 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
I'll tell you what, he loves them, Pagey, but he has to kick them. Because, and I'm not having a go at him, but at his age and what his job is to do, he's not going to get the ball 20 times, 25 times a game. So when he does get it up there, he's got to make everything count. And he usually does because he's a beautiful kick of the footy. And that's the goal we needed to shore it up a little bit. The way it's going, Bellpost Hill, I don't think can win the way they're going. They're going to have to pull something out and play a bit better.
So it's in the middle now, McLennan and Carter. McLennan has done a very good job, gets it down, but it's Collins who sharks it, kicks forward, and Nawadi comes out and takes a strong mark for East Geelong in defence in front of the aforementioned Joel Page. Long, low drop punt out to the wing. It bounces beautifully for McIntyre. He turns, comes inside looking for McLennan. McLennan back to McIntyre with a neat handball, and the left footer kicks down the line looking for Fraser O'Connell, who played extremely well the last time we saw him, and I reckon this might be his first, if not only second possession. A slow starter, but an important part of the East Geelong forward line. He kicks down the line over the back of the pack. Bellpost Hill defenders are there in good numbers. One of them is tackled and will be...
Ball up, has to be.
Ball up. No prior opportunity presented to that player as he climbs us up off the pack. Don't know who it was, but we're going to have a ball up. Carter again. McLennan, it was Fanning who got a little hand on it, but it hasn't come to any advantage for either side. Punched forward by Bellpost Hill.
Yates.
There by Yates, sorry. Across the back of the pack, coming out is Monaghan. He's got it for the East Geelong side. Runs through the middle of the ground. Hand passes to McLennan. Clears him. Long hand pass by McLennan backwards to Mars. And he kicks forward and finds Jacobs on his own. And the game just settled down a bit. Jacobs kicks down and finds young Mulverhill on the half-forward flank for the East Geelong side. Low drop punt into the forward line looking for his junior teammate in Menzies. He can't take the mark. And the ball is forced over the boundary line. It's about... where the 50-metre arc hits the boundary. East Geelong in attack. They're leading 25 to 22, and we are 8 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
So ball is tapped out again. Yates went forward, got the handball inside, and from the half back line they bring the ball back towards centre wing. Over the back, the ball runs, picked up inside. I think it's going to be picked up there by Mann, goes over the top. Oh, nice spoil there from behind. I think that was Monaghan. So the race is on. Watty's there. Good clean pick up at ground level. Got in and out of trouble. Got the handball to McLennan, who's made some good ground to get back and assist. Now he looks to back in the ball into the centre of the ground. Hall comes up, takes the ball, a little chip up over the top. Dangerous. I think it's going to turn over as Whitney runs back and takes the mark. So Whitney has basically in the middle of the ground, and that's the direction he goes. He will continue. Has some space in front of him and chip up over the top. Will go towards Carter. Carter's up. No one's going to spoil that when he's at his peak. And now he is going to deliver the ball into their forward line. He just waits for some options further afield. He sees ones now. Nice looking low kick towards man, but Rich did nicely. Front of the contest, picked up there, kicked back towards goal. That was by Danielle. Ball is spoiled, runs back towards the goal square. Williams the first to arrive. Got the handball back into the hands of Mars, I think it is. And he goes wide, has Jacobs, and he takes the mark. Still inside defensive 50. So Belpost held with a little chance now to get some numbers across. Called to play on by the umpire. Goes back towards centre wing. Ball gets over the top. Runs back towards the boundary line in front of the East Geelong coach's box. It continues to run, but now it is over the boundary line, and there will be a ball or throw in to take place.
Good play, Carter, not just for the mark, but he put enough pressure on the East Geelong boy to make him kick a bad one down a Belpost Hill player's throat. So he's having a crack too.
So the ball is thrown back in by the umpire again. It's Yates who takes it out of the contest. He is tackled, needs to get rid of it, and the umpire said no prior opportunity there, so he will take the ball back. A ball up, still on centre wing, far side of the ground from where we sit. Ball is now tapped out by Carter once again, goes back towards the boundary line. Running onto it there was Danielle. He's put past the ball. Ball comes out the back, picked up and kicked forward. Goes towards Rich. It's Nia Waddy. He did nicely. Got it to Mars. Mars from the half-back line. Goes in low and flat. Crombie had the ball in his hand, but then put it down. Picked up below though. Got it back to Crombie. And he goes forward now. Gets the ball into the forward line. Plenty of time now for the Belpost Hill defence to set up and go wide into the hands of Fantella. Haven't called his name too often this afternoon either, so needs to get involved in the game. He goes short and wide. Kick will be okay, and that will be Staggart who kicked it to him.
He's been out for quite a while. He's only been back a couple of weeks too, Smithy. He's just sort of getting back into the...
Staggart now goes towards centre wing. In front, Whitney.
Good mark,
Eyes on the
Dylan
ball.
Whitney. No, umpire! No!
It's the use of the hands
Oh,
there,
they've
so
been
it's
doing it all
Palazzo.
day.
He comes in and he kicks short, finds low. So low now, he's looking for some options. There's not too much movement. He's not too sure where he's going. Umpire will make him kick now, and he does, and he goes long into the forward line. Fanning is up, mark out the back. McNamara takes that nicely on his chest, so he'll relieve some pressure. He goes short up over the top. Kick has to be okay, and was. Whitney has got back and lent some assistance. He goes out wide. Kick again, out too far wide, and Fantella cannot keep the ball in the field of play, so we'll have a throw in to take place.
I reckon I've seen blokes touch blokes in the back with their hands 1,000 times this year, and they've seemed to let it go. And then he pulls one out there and pulls it up. You've got to get consistency. It might have been the right decision, but you've got to get consistency.
So it's punched over the back by Barton, but coming through is Jacobs for East Geelong. Picks up the crumb, kicks it forward. It's the two young fellas, Menzies and Crombie, doing battle with the experienced McNamara. McNamara wins out with a little kick off the ground. Bosley...
He didn't have the footy.
Bosley, I thought, was pushed in the back. The umpire said he must have thrown it. That's the only thing I could think of. And ball kicked out by McNamara, and Danny L marks on the half-back flank for Belpost Hill. What do you reckon, Adam?
Someone grabbed the Belpost Hill player when he didn't have the footy.
All right.
In the back of the pack, so I think that's what he's picked out, and I agree with that.
So we've got Danielle now plays on around his opponent. Hall kicks down forward line, overrunning the ball is Bolitho. Coming through is Page, that lovely long left foot kick into the forward line. Coming out for taking a very neat mark is Costello, the shortest one in the pack, and he took the mark unopposed, and that is a beautiful kick into the forward line and finds his good friend and long-time teammate. Goodness known to how many premierships they've shared, but Nick Costello has the ball in the forward pocket for the Panthers and will, if he's straight, put them in front for the first time today.
I think it might have been Ettridge that kicked it.
Ettridge.
Yes. Kicked it to Costello.
Kicked it. Oh, sorry, did I mention the other way around? I knew what I was looking at. That ball has gone right through the middle, and Belpost Hill hit the lead. They are 4 goals, 4-28. East Geelong 4 goals, 3-25, and we are, what are we? We're 13 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter. This game has come to life again, Grubby.
Well, he's done it. I said before, Belpost Hill can't win the game the way it's going. They're just second best. And all of a sudden, they've changed a few things up just by the way they're attacking the footy. And Ettridge, he just kept his eye on the footy where no one else did and never looked like dropping the mark. He's having a boiling of a game.
He definitely is.
Ball back in the middle this time. It's tapped down. Again, it's not coming out of that contest quickly. Sable is up over the top of the ball. Umpires allowed things to progress a little bit further. Picked up Jacobs, got the handle away to Bosley. Bosley on the left boot goes into their forward line. Mark was not taken. Bell Post Hill with some numbers. They go back and collect the ball. The handball out wide wasn't good. It goes towards Collins. He had a field day in the first. Couldn't pick the ball up. Kicked by Belitho. Probably a little high, that one, but umpire allows it to go. Picked up Muir. Got the handball through the contest. Picked up Barton. Intercepted by Jacobs. Running the wrong way. Gets the handball back towards McLennan. McLennan steps and looks. His kick was almost smothered, but it's trapped there by Gray. Got the handball away. And from the half-back line, it's Staggard. Kicks the ball back out towards centre wing. Kick wasn't great. Mars leads in the race for the ball. Harmer's made a contest of it, though, so they win possession back into the hands of Jacobs. The spoil is made again. It's coming through again. They've done that nicely, and that was Staggard once again to follow up his decent work. Goes a short kick to Page. He's asked to play on now by the umpire. Delivers the ball into their half-forward line. It's going to be wide, looking for man. Set him a target.
Good mark.
Good strong hands. It's either that or out of bounds to the full. Either one didn't matter. So Nia Waddy will take things instead, or just steady things down again for East Geelong. He's looking to go across the ground. Could be dangerous, but it's okay. Mark is taken back there. That's Belitho back in the back pocket. His next kick's very important. He goes looking for his, I suppose it's his brother, and he doesn't take the mark, doesn't complete it. Handball comes out into the hands of Baseley, can run, can actually line up and shoot for goal. Little side kick goes towards Costello. He goes back out towards Baseley. Handball over the top, goes towards Harmer. Got out of trouble, put himself back into it, stepped, kicked for goal, and he has finished that work off very nicely. Has his first of the afternoon and the fifth for Bell Post Hill. They are 5-4. They lead East Geelong on 4-1. 15 gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter scoreboard.
Well, as I said, since I've said that, they've actually put the foot down a little bit, Bell Post Hill, and they got caught out there, East, because their work rate has just dropped a little bit, and when they come out of defence, early on they had 3, 4, 5 options. They had one option, and pretty much if he didn't get it, there was 2 Bell Post Hill players bearing down on him, and he didn't get it. He dropped the mark, and Bell Post Hill kicked the goal. And around the ground and across the half-back line, those little 50-50 contests when the ball hits the deck, East Geelong were a fair way in front of them. That's changed. Bell Post Hill is starting to get those little 50-50s, get it out of the pack, and getting it into their forward line really, really well.
There's no doubt there has been a change in the momentum, and can the home side get it the swing back before half time?
Yes, they can, I think.
So McLennan and Barton go up in the ruck. Hall punches it out very neatly to Gear. Gear kicks down the line. He'll be looking for and finding Fanning, but Fanning drops a relatively simple chest mark under a bit of pressure, I will admit, and it goes out over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Should have marked that one, Fanning.
Yeah, it was...
But he's still a better player than that idiot cameraman. I don't know where he is today.
The ball punched forward by Barton, coming through first to get hold of the ball for the East Geelong side is Gear. A neat little kick from him goes over the head of Mars, kicked off the ground very quickly, but coming through is Williams, just in the right place at the right time, gets it across to Crombie. Crombie does a very good job to get a hand out to whacks it into his favour, but coming hard at him is Bell Post Hill defender in Muir. Crombie kicks in the middle of the ground looking for Bosley. Can't quite hold the mark. Collins butters up. Hand pass quickly away to Yates. Yates kicks across looking for his teammate in Harmer, who's just kicked the last goal. Harmer's been dragged over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw-in on the centre wing on the club room side. We're commentating from the outer wing here at the East Geelong. It is 28-25. Bell Post Hill have the nose in front. In fact, they're 34. That's right. I missed that last one. Coming through is Muir. He can't break clear of the pack. The umpire has decided a free kick is going to McLennan. And the big ruckman for the East Geelong side has the ball between centre wing and half forward for his team. He's looking to go into attack. A long, low drop punt for the lead of Menzies. Just lands at his feet. Bell Post Hill pick up the crumbs through Collins, who'd be getting somewhere near 20 possessions now. Zulix gets the ball cleverly. Coming through is Bosley, wins the ball. Hand passes forward, but it's Muir for the Bell Post Hill side, wins the kick. And Flacavento is the recipient of a very neat kick from Muir out of defence. Across the ground, and Bo Collins lining up for another one. The midfielder's got the ball in the back pocket, kicks neatly into the middle of the ground and finds his teammate in Kelly. Kelly's at true centre half back, looking for options. Not many coming, so he's going to go long out towards us on the wing. It's a little Gear at the back of the pack. Carter's trying to get it. Coming through his Page. He gets across to his teammate there in... missed him again. Yates kicks down, and Costello, who's vying
Ettridge.
for the best player. Oh, it's Ettridge, sorry. Kicks down the line. That's a neat mark to Mann. He's right on the 50. Don't know what his foot's like. He's going back very deliberately at this stage. He's got a few shorter options, but I think he's decided that this one is his. And he'll kick from probably 51 or 2 metres, I reckon.
Look, he is a good kick. This will be, I think, very close. He
Yeah.
may not make it,
Testing
but
material.
it'll be very close. It might just drop on the line.
So Luke Mann has spent a lot of time in the seconds at Bellpost Hill. Had a bit of a breakout year in 2019. He's kicked it, and they've
Where'd it drop?
summed it up perfectly. Touched on the line.
Thank you.
So between these two old stalwarts to my left, they got that 100% correct.
Don't worry about him.
Yeah, he's older than me.
Williams for East Geelong kicks out, and Mars takes the mark in the back pocket. Long kick down the line, looking for Fanning, punched away from him, comes in the middle of the pack. Rich can't get the ball. Sulik's get it across to the brilliant kicking.
Look at that.
Whitney, and he plonks it perfectly into the forward line, and it looks like Nick Costello will be having a shot for goal, and the Panthers are in complete control at the moment. I'm not suggesting East Geelong are rattled, but they're pretty darn close to it. And if he kicks this through, they're going to have to do some quick soul searching because they're 10 points behind already. We're 20 and a half minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter. Nick Costello had a shot at goal earlier, which he botched. He's in a similar position on the opposite side of the ground. So he comes in, right footer leaves. No one moves too much, particularly not the goal umpire. And that is another goal to the Bellpost Hill side. Costello's first or second for the afternoon? Second. And they got themselves out now to a 16-point lead. And my goodness, Grubby, that happened quickly.
Yeah, it did. And I'll tell you what, there's no way, because he's going to botch 2 in a row like he did the last one. But look, you've got to give a rap. I reckon 3 times Dylan Whitney's gone into the forward line on his own with his kicking. And 3 times he's hit blokes on the chest. His skills are just absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, Dylan Whitney.
You're a bit of a cricket fan. There's nothing quite watching a graceful left-handed batsman, but a left-foot kick of his quality is just a joy to behold.
It is. It is.
So we're back in the middle once again, and the umpire about to restart it. Ball in the air. Both ruckmen at it. I think Carter might have got it over the top. McIntyre releases the ball out wide into the hands of Lowe. He goes into the half-forward line. Mulvihill did nicely, and he goes back and collects the ball. Got a handball over the top. Went to McIntyre. Sorry, it's Fanning. Fanning goes long towards the goal. I tell you what, that hasn't missed by too much there. Just offline, so behind there. So East Geelong to 4-2. Bellpost will remain at 6-5. And it's going to be McNamara from that full-back position. Plays on, goes wide. Marcus taken out there. Staggard. Back pocket. East Geelong just push across. A short kick along the boundary. Finds Baseley. So he will steady things down once again. This is Bellpost Hill. And they now look to deliver the ball a little bit longer. They go towards centre wing. Going through. Williams. Good spoil on the ball. Umpire said high. Free kick going to...
Rich, by the look of it.
No, I don't think it is Rich. Going towards Williams. So Williams now, recipient of the free kick. He's just attacking side of centre wing. So the next one goes into the forward line, goes looking towards Menzies, but slipping back in front was Baseley. Didn't take the mark. Tried to go back and help out. Staggard couldn't stay on his feet. Picked up there by Crombie. Kicks the ball, and he is offline through for a minor score 2-1 to Ben Crombie. 4-3 East Geelong. A trail Bellpost Hill 6-5, and we've gone 23 minutes. Buckley's Entertainment Centre second quarter scoreboard.
Ball about to be brought back in for Bellpost Hill. Kick down the line looking for the very tall Carter. He can't get to the contest. It comes over the back of the pack, but McLennan, his direct opponent, wins the battle. Kicks the ball forward, but coming out and marking all on his own is Dylan Whitney. Kicks down the line. Williams comes over the back and double fists it. Coming through is Bolitho for the East Geelong side. He's under a great deal of pressure. Poor handball puts Williams under pressure. Williams handball back to Bolitho. Can't break fierce. Sulix does a very, very good job for Bellpost Hill to keep the ball under control. The umpire says we'll have a ball up as Fanning was jumped upon by many. Had no chance to get rid of it, and ball up was definitely the correct decision.
How much pressure did Pagey put on in there? He just kept putting pressure after pressure.
Did a very, very good job. Carter gets a hand of the ball, gets it down to Page. Page looking for a bit of a free kick opportunity. He didn't get it, and we'll have a throw in Just in front of us, the visitors have a 16-point lead over East Geelong here, and they've done a really good job. The last 15 minutes, they've been totally in control of this contest. Carter and McLennan again. McLennan drops it down looking for Bolitho. He can't get away. Dylan Whitney has tackled him, trying to get away.
Oh, he's played hold on the ball. He said he sat on it and dragged it in, did he?
He did indeed. So Dylan Whitney has won the free kick, and this graceful left footer drops it down looking for Barton.
Oh, that's
Barton
in the
does
back.
a very ungainly attempt to keep Rich out of the contest with a hand in the middle of the back, and he's going to be penalised.
Oh, no.
That kick is dangerous. Sam Lowe has now lost his feet. Sulix comes through for Bellpost Hill, gets it to Carter. The big ruckman hand passes at McLennan, who has
he's gone. He
had
bounced
no
off his
awareness.
knee.
And Nick Costello for Bellpost Hill gets the free kick.
Look at that.
Kicks it immediately. It's Danny Owley kicks it immediately in the forward line, and coming out to take a mark for the Panthers is number 5, and that is Luke Mann, who just had a shot for goal before. Touched on the line. He's definitely closer this time, so based on that, the distance won't be a problem. He's very, very keen and deliberate this time. He's directly in front. He'll kick from about 45 metres out. Ooh, he's botched it. It looked like it hit him halfway up the shin.
He's going to pay a mark here to Bellpost Hill, you know.
Little Kerrins.
As indeed, young Kerrins has got the mark in the forward pocket. He was the best one to read that ordinary kick at goal from Mann. And he's on the wrong side for a right foot. A very, very tight angle. He's going to go for the drop punt. And this will make a big divot in the score. He's jabbed at it, gone across the face of goal. 1 point takes their lead out now to 15 points. They lead 4 goals, 3-27. Bellpost Hill 7-6. 42, opened up a bit of a gap, and clearly they have, because they're playing much, much better than
There was one bloke out
here.
here that needs a good kick in the bum. He was having a fight with Carter. Well, from the start, you don't fight bloke 7'38", but if he stood up, he would have been in the corridor to stop that pass.
Ball in quickly, and they may have mucked it up here again because Lowe is able to get the ball wide, goes to Williams to Mars goes to Naiwati around the boundary line, brings the ball back in, another dangerous kick. Hoare did nicely, couldn't take or affect the mark. High tackle there, umpires missed that one, I think, too. And they were lucky to get away with that again, East Geelong. And Bellpost Hill have stepped up the pressure and have turned the contest around just that bit. Barton taps the ball out, goes into the hands there of O'Connell, steps out of it, goes over the top, back to Hoare. Hoare looks for his teammate, couldn't get it to him. And again, Bellpost Hill, they deliver the ball back into the forward line, go towards Kerrins, bounce, didn't favour him. Ball is cleared away, picked up there by Monaghan, got out of trouble, got the handball back to Mars. Mars on the right boot, goes back towards centre wing. Muir leads in the race for the ball. Good work there from Melville. Ball comes to ground, picked up by Hoare again, and that was Will as he delivers the ball in as a siren sounds to end the first half here, and it will see Bellpost Hill at 6-6. 42, they lead East Geelong on 4-3, 27 goal kickers to this stage of the game to the home side. Crombie with 2, Fanning and Menzies as they were at quarter time, and for the Bellpost Hill, 2 each to Nick Costello and Jaden Ettridge, 1 each to Harmer and Joel Page. Take a short break. When we come back, first quarter or the first half action will be dealt with by Gravications. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
The third quarter, brought to you by De Granby's Sports and Cycles.
Anarchy 2 points, trail Banneker in 8-13-61, Inverleigh 7.
Got to put these on, mate, otherwise we can't hear you.
Grubby's just having a chat to himself down the other end of the commentary box as the ball's back into play. McLennan gets the ball, knocks it down, picks it up himself. Can't get clear of the pack. Bolitho tries to get it slapped out of the pack by Nawadi. Fantella's going to be first to get onto the ruffle kick for Bellpost Hillside. He gets it across to Muir. Muir drives forward looking for a teammate. Punched away by Williams over the boundary line. Now,
can I have a go now?
Around the ground.
They would have heard me if I swore anyway, probably. But Anarchy 2 points, Bannockburn 8-13-61, Inverleigh 7-7-49, Belmont 5-1-39, Thompson 10-6-66, Winch 5-1-31, and West 16-9-105. I reckon have defeated North 8-11-59.
Well, as I said, unless we have a draw here, Geelong West will be in the top 5 tonight. Quick kick out of the pack there.
Tell you what.
By Baseley, and that is a goal to Bellpost Hill. They're 8 for the afternoon, 8-6-48. Geelong East 4-3-27. That's exactly
7-6.
Well, 7-6, is it?
Yep.
Actually, we even as spectators probably didn't want that because I was quite enjoying the game being close because it's really entertaining.
Well, don't go home yet because East Geelong, they've got to get their wits about them. They've got to put a couple of real good 10 minutes in and get a couple of goals. But just before half time, I thought the pressure that Bellpost Hill put on them was hurting their good field kicking. So they've got to get back into this game now. They've got to get it out of the centre, get it down that forward line, give all the forwards a real fair go and kick a couple of goals. But Bellpost Hill are playing as good a footy as I've seen most sides play this year at this particular minute.
So we're back in the middle of the ground, and it's McLennan doing the ruck work. Carter up over the top, back into the hands of Whitney. Whitney goes to Collins, and Collins delivers the ball back into their forward line. Page up in front, doesn't take the mark. Rich was behind. Ball gets out the back, picked up by Kerins, goes to Page. Went back on his right foot, kicks ball back into their forward line. Ettridge again protects the space. Good ball from behind this time there by Bolitho. Ball at front of the contest. Harmer tried to get in and out of the contest. Umpire's not going to ping him, is he? He says he's held on to it. I'm not too sure whether that was much prior opportunity, but he did put his head down and try and force his way through. So free kick goes to the defence of East Geelong. They go across the ground just towards the goal square, and it's Monaghan that kicks around the boundary line to Lowe. So Lowe in the back pocket. He will now look to settle and find another option. He goes back to the goal square. Mark is taken out there. This time, I think McIntyre called to play on now by the umpire, so he's going to bring the ball out towards Fanning. Good spoil from Gray. Ground ball picked up by Harmer. He goes back with boot towards goal, and he's not far away, but he is just offline through for a minor score. So 7-7 now, Bellpost Hill, 4-3 to East Geelong, and 4 minutes to Granny Cycle Sports third quarter scoreboard.
A lot of this pressure is perceived pressure too grubby. They're making mistakes that they weren't making in the first part of the game when under no pressure at all. Rich kicks across the face of the goal and finds McIntyre. He's got plenty of time in the back pocket. Kicks down the line looking for Bolitho. He's outnumbered. Coming over the back of the patch is Page. He can't get the ball. Yes, he's wobbled it forward. Gray has picked it up on the boundary line. Kick forward. He'll be looking for Jaden Ettridge, and he has taken a very strong mark for a man who'd be barely 6 foot, or 5'10" probably. Ettridge kicks long into the goal square. Players up in the middle of the pack, and they're taking an easy mark. Again is the other old veteran, Nick Costello, has taken a mark right in the goal square and will certainly kick the 8th for Belpost Hill this afternoon. Ettridge and Costello, what age would they be, Grubby?
Well, Ettridge is about 27. He's my son's age, but Cossie's a bit older. He'd be into the 30s, I reckon, Cossie.
Yeah, they've been very good players for a long period of time, as suggested. The 8th goal of the afternoon, 8 goals, 6, now 54 to Belpost Hill. That's opened up quite a gap, and in the way East are playing at the moment, someone on the ground has got to really give them a lift. They need that star match-winning player, and as good as they are, they probably don't have one because they're a very even side. So there's got to be a total lift.
I don't know where it's going to come from. Coming out of the back line, they've been fantastic. The last week we saw them, and today. But the pressure that the Belpost Hill forwards are putting on, they're not allowing them to do that. They're keeping it in the forward line, thus getting many, many shots at goal. But they have to do something, otherwise they're in big, big trouble. If Belpost Hill kick the next one or two, we might be going home early.
So we're back in the middle of the ground, and the ball is thrown up once again. This time it's McLennan who gets the ball down, got his own ball. Handball comes out, but it's Collins that read that ball nicely into the hands there of Basely. Goes to Staggart. He just hands the ball back to Sam Lowe, and Lowe now kicks the ball long into their forward line. East Geelong, we're talking. The ball hits the ground. Flackavenda was able to bring it to ground. Picked up by Gray. Got the handball away. Went back towards Crombie. Again, they can't win possession out of there. Umpire said there's a high tackle. And the free kick is going to go to O'Connell, I believe. So O'Connell now would be right on range once again. Kicking from about 50. I'm not too sure how confident he is, but he's going to go back now and have a pretty good look at things. And not many players leading forward. Belpost still just getting a few back at least to block the gaps. So O'Connell now comes in. He'll kick from right on 50. Ball will get to the goal square. Mark is not taken. Pushed across. Now it's kicked.
That's a goal, I think.
No, it's been touched. There's a
point.
touch by someone. I'm not too sure who it was, but it's a minor score to East Geelong. So that now moves them to 4-4. They trail Belpost Hill on 8-7.
Lucky it wasn't a goal. You didn't know who kicked it either.
Yeah, got no idea.
It's pretty hard to pick in there.
So it's Benny Muir that's going to be bringing the kicking in duties for Belpost Hill. He goes clubroom side, goes out wide. Mark will be taken out there, and it's in front by Yates. Anyone actually flew for the ball, so it was quite easy in the end. He chips the ball out wide to Collins, and Collins now just runs, has a player outside, goes to Fantella. Fantella now puts the ball into the half-forward line. That's a nice way to kick. Just went over the top of Barton, though, and Bolitho will see the ball over the boundary line for a throw-in to take place just beside the Belpost Hill coach's box there.
Yeah, momentum and confidence are incredible. They just don't even look like it at the moment. East Geelong, McLennan gets the tap out from the ruck, but it goes straight into the arms of Fantella. He's tackled by Jacob. He's not going anywhere, and we'll have a secondary ball up right in front of the Belpost Hill coach's box, where Justin Tarr has a big smile on his face. I can see it from this far away. It's coming through as Barton wins the ball uncontested, kicks it, but straight up in the air. He's going to compete for his own kick. Punched away by McLennan. Towards the boundary line, running onto it is McIntyre, but it's pushed back in, and Danielle for Belpost Hill wins possession, gets it to Whitney. He kicks up into the hot spot. Ettridge is his target over the back of the pack, punched away by Bolitho. Sam Lowe, who's been a very good player again for the East Geelong team, has won a free kick for being held without possession, and he will try and set up a little attack. A neat little kick into the back pocket for him, and finds Lemper as a name that we haven't called much this afternoon. He runs away, bounces a second time coming through halfback, completely stuffs the second one. Hand passes to Nawadi. Nawadi's tackled under a great deal of pressure, but he releases McLennan. McLennan chips the ball looking forward, but that's a very poor kick, and it is Danielle for the Belpost Hill side. Marks just outside the cricket pitch area, centre wing for Belpost Hill. Kicks long down the line. His target will be Barton. He doesn't let him down, takes a strong chest mark. He's pushed. After he kicked, takes a big tumble. There'll be no 50-metre penalty, though. And Barton for Belpost Hill Now kicks long into the middle. Ettridge will be his target because he's marked so well this afternoon under pressure, giving away inches, but can't get the ball in the air, but he's won it on the ground. Gets it across to his teammate, kicks into the middle of the forward line. It's Mars who's trying to get the ball for East. He tackles young Harmer.
He can't do that.
But the umpire has deemed that he's... no, it was Kerrin. Mars has got the ball. He comes away, bounces twice. So they're trying to get some run into the game. It's come back to Belitho. Belitho kicks into the middle of the ground looking for his teammate in Hoare. He finds him. He's under pressure from Barton. But he's going to stop and take the kick now. Plays on now, chips out towards Jacobs. He finds him alone on centre wing in front of Danielle. And they're starting to mount something, albeit slowly here. Umpire calls play on, back into the middle. And Belitho again for the... that's Michael marks in the middle of the ground. He kicks short and finds McLennan still in the centre part of the ground. McLennan kicks out looking for Lemper. Lemper uses his body really well, gets to the front of the pack in front of Page, wins the ball, kicks down the line looking for his coach over the back of the pack, but coming onto the ball is Fanning. Fanning across to Bosley. Bosley has a quick snap at goal, just pushed as he kicked it, and it goes through for 1 point only. It's the first score for a while. It takes them to 4-6-30. Bell Post Hill are 8-7-55, and we are 10.5 minutes into the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter.
Ball is brought in there by Flacavento, and he found Sulix on the half back line. So he's now looking for his options further afield. There's not too much movement, so he's going to have to come along the line. Gray looks like he's going to be the target, but it doesn't matter because the ball has gone out of bounds on the full free kick to East Geelong.
I reckon if you had an error column for Sulix, that would be the first one for the day, Grub.
Yep,
So Mars now, he goes back quickly into the forward line. Mark is not taken down the back. It's going to be picked up by Lemper. He can pick it up cleanly. Well, he's got the staggers, but he got the ball to his coach in the goal square in Bosley, and he has kicked his first goal of the afternoon, and a much-needed one for the East Geelong side. They're 5-5. They trail Bell Post Hill on 8-7 and 11 minutes gone, third quarter.
They really, really needed that. And Bosley's probably been beaten all day. He's got a little Joe the Goose there. Oh, Pagey made a blue down here that I've never seen him make. He actually took his eyes off the ball before it got there. You really got to keep your eyes on the ball. I've gone to Alan Moore, the great man of GDFL football, and he has got the scores down at Corio, and I bloody well wish he didn't. I can tell you that now, because Corio, 9-5-59, lead Werribee Centrals, 8-6-54. So if you thought you were going out there for a bit of percentage, boys, forget about that. You've got to try and win the game now.
Isn't it a funny game, this football? Back in the middle, McLennan and Carter. McLennan gets most of it, but Dylan Whitney has done a really good job in centre clearances. He'll be up to a dozen of them. I reckon he's done a fantastic job. Wins it forward, comes out to Beau Collins. He gets around again. Speaking of big numbers, hand passes very cleverly across to Baseley. Punched away from him. No, it was Page, sorry. Punched away as he's kicked it forward. We'll have a boundary throw in just around from the Bell Post Hill coach's box on the pavilion side. But we're on the outer side, about 100 metres away from the action at the moment. And the action's been good. I think that hopefully that goal for East Geelong will sort of get their confidence up a bit and we'll get this back on level terms. But it's definitely all Bell Post Hill at the moment. Boundary umpire miscued that one quite badly. Has the umpire? No, he hasn't. I thought he was going to call that back.
An advantage.
Oh, righto. So it's McLennan who kicks the ball forward, looking for Menzies over the back of the pack. Crombie's going to be first there for East Geelong. He gets it, scrums it forward. It's dribbling towards the goal. The first one there is going to be Fraser O'Connell, and he picks up the crumb, and that's a fantastic job by both Menzies and Crombie, the two kids again that created that contest. And
was it blue,
yeah, it was going to blue. Fraser O'Connell was pushed very hard in the middle of the back after he kicked that goal, and he's looking for a bit of retribution. And I don't know whether he's got it or not, but he's probably got a sore chin. Not suggesting that he was whacked unfairly by anyone, but both of them are still at it. Neither will let go. It's just silly nonsense they carry on with. But we've cleared the decks now. Importantly for the East Geelong side, it is a goal. It is their sixth of the afternoon. 6-5-41. They're back to within 14 points of the Panthers, and we are 13.5 minutes into the the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter.
Well, they're back into this game, East Geelong, just by their work rate. They're working very hard.
So the ball is thrown up this time. Carter over the top once again. Ball comes out, picked up by Harmer, got it away to Collins once again. They go quickly into the forward line. Ball over the top of Mann. Who's there? Costello comes out, can't take it up cleanly, but he got it the second time, got the handle away back to Land. Mann tries to bring it back around his body, but won't bring it back anywhere near far enough. And it is through for a minor score. So Bellpost Hill now to 8-8, and we said East Geelong 6-5. And the ball to be kicked back into the field of play. They take the ball now, run, carry, and deliver the ball long from the full-back position. They go wide towards centre wing. In front, McLennan tries to win possession, does so, is tackled, but the ball goes over the boundary with players, and there will be a throw-in to take place. So let's hope this time a better throw-in, because I think the last time it was just well read by McLennan. He took off and ran. Ball thrown back into the field of play. Goes back towards the goals, or the boundary line, I should say. Trying to keep it in was Page. Can't do so. Ball runs back over the boundary line. Another throw to take place. Far side of the ground. Again, Carter doing the work. Same throw. Actually, McLennan read that nicely again. Now, he's called this one back. That's what happened last time. But he didn't do that. So, just asking for the ball to be thrown back in. So again, the same position. This time the ball comes down. Both ruckman get to that contest. Picked up by Yates. Fed it out the back. It was tried to be plucked out of there by Danielle, but he let it go, and it's picked up there by Belitho. And he runs through the middle of the ground now and delivers the ball long back into the forward line, going back Sulix. He's over the top of the ball, has support from McNamara, and again they now got on hands and knees. McNamara trying to win out of the contest, got the handball away. Belitho's back there. He is working hard over the top of it, and the umpire says no ball is coming out. It will be a ball up to take place. Around the centre half forward position for East Geelong. So they have another opportunity here. Ball bounces, picked up by Collins. He can't get the ball out, and again umpire to restart play. So it's thrown up by the umpire once again. Again, Ruckman let the ball hit the ground. Picked up there by Belitho. He is tackled. And again, the same situation will happen.
We're talking about the young kids. Isn't it good to see young Crombie, who's probably 18, playing on Sulix, who looks like he's about 45 and played 300 games. Good to see those little matchups. So Rich now coming out for... He's got reinvigorated. He hasn't had much of an afternoon, but he's done a couple of really good things this quarter. So he's trying to lift. It's going to take Grubby. Everyone's going to have to do a little bit rather than relying on one, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They are. But going back to what you just said, it's good to see that duel, but it's also good to see Crombie holding his own as a kid, not just being out there. Yeah,
true. McLennan takes it out of the ruck. Ball comes through, but getting the ball is Muir for Bellpost Hill. A neat little kick has got Dylan Whitney free. The beautiful kicking Whitney for once has missed his target, which was going to be Nick Costello. He was licking his lips as he saw Whitney have it, but out on the full, it is gone. Come back into play, and McLennan's got the ball for East Geelong. Just towards half-back. A soft little kick from him, and it's Belitho who takes the mark in the opposite back pocket. This is Josh. Waiting to get the ball. He kicks down the line, and it's going to be low, best position. Can't take the marker. Neat little fist in from Baseley at the end, gets the ball over the boundary line. This time in front of the East Geelong coach's box. And I think Coach Ben Bosley is still over in the box. He ran off the ground when he kicked that goal before. He might be doing a bit of magnet moving, trying to get his side back in the game. McLennan loses that one. Barton, who's done a really good job when he's given Carter a spell, gets it forward, but McLennan gets the ball, sort of hand passes it out. That's what I thought sort of was right, and the umpire said it wasn't a true hand pass. He's been penalised, and Bo Collins has won the ball for Bellpost Hill. Kicks down the line, ball punched away by Rich. It's Lowe who gets it. He can't break clear of the pack. Gets a quick little hand pass out, but Dylan Whitney again for Bellpost Hill kicks forward, and taking the mark there is Costello. A neat little pass into looking for Mann. The ball comes over the back of the pack. Williams it is, he needs to punch it through, gets it across to his teammate in Mars. Mars kicks down the line, he'll be looking for Lemper. Lemper gets up, can't take the mark, but gets the ball to cross to Crombie.
He gave it to him, he didn't handball it to him, he gave it to him.
And did indeed, and he has been picked up, and it is his direct opponent, Attila Sulix, who will take the free kick. Half forward line for the Bellpost Hill side. He's looking for leads. Plenty of them coming. Nawadi gets up, gets a hand to the ball. Clears a path for Mars to come through. He can't get past It's Monaghan who comes through, picks up the ball. Lemper actually gets it over the boundary line. No, it is Monaghan. Over the boundary line in the back pocket for Bellpost Hill in attack. They lead 56-41. We are 18 and a half minutes into the third quarter. Collins again, hand passes out, gets his captain Yates free, but he can't get totally free. Dragged to the ground, another ball up. This game sort of got a bit back in it in the last few minutes. Easter got a couple of goals, got their tails up. Still not working necessarily hard on the scoreboard, but they're definitely working hard out in the ground to even it up. Another tackle, we'll have another ball up, and they're definitely more committed in the last few minutes. The East Geelong side. Waiting on the ball up again. It is Barton and McLennan. Barton's done a very good job, as I said. McLennan gets this one down to Hoare. He can't break free. Coming through is Jacobs. He can't get the ball either. It's a Hoare again back at it, but can't break free again. Players are starting to get a little bit tired now. Wobbles out the back of the pack. Mars is going to be first on it for Team Harmer. Tries to get it for Bellpost Hill. Whitney picks up a crumb, dribbles it forward with a handball, so it's only about 20 metres round from the point post. Bellpost Hill attack. That was very rugby scrummish trying to get that forward. Nothing too effective or skillful about it, but it's got them about 20 metres.
I tell you what, they're quite a bit older, Bellpost still. They might want to get a couple of goals. Will they tire in the last?
Yeah, if East coming home with a tailwind, they'll be pretty confident now that they've got their tails back up again. Kicked across by Page, but it's smothered by Mars, out of bounds again. The game sort of, the players are looking tired already, Grubby. That's just sort of gone to a crawl in the last couple of minutes.
A lot of hard work around the packs takes it out of you.
Definitely. It's Barton eases McLennan under the ball. Over the back of the pack, umpire's blown the whistle, found a free kick. It will be against Fantella, and it's Hoare for the East Geelong side. Grabs it, kicks long down the line. Going to be outnumbered there. Bellpost Hill through Collins, picks up the crumb, kick forward quickly. Ettridge runs onto it, left foot kick across his body, gets it back into a danger zone, but coming out for is Will Hoare for the East Geelong side, taking a relieving mark, asked to play on, off one step, kicks long down the line. Going to take a big leap, nothing coming forward. Nawadi comes through as he normally does, very strongly. Can't break a tackle. The umpire has suggested it's gone over the boundary line, and we'll have another throw in. It got quite scruffy in the last few minutes, Dale.
Yeah, no, I think just both sides closing it down a little bit, and Bellpost Hill will be probably happy enough to see that at this stage of the quarter. Just trying to get themselves through to three-quarter time. Ball is in the half-forward line. It's tried to be kicked off the ground again. Whitney will run onto it. Wants to get back on his left foot and does so, and he kicks back into the forward line. Kerins comes up, can't take the mark. Out the back it goes to Williams. He takes it, gives the handball away. He's got support in low. Low go back to the goal square. That was a dangerous kick. He's put his team under a little bit of pressure, but he's going to see it through for a rush behind. So that's now 8-9 to Bellpost Hill. And East Geelong on 6-5. So again, the ball brought back in quickly, goes to Belitho with a short kick. Costello standing the mark. Mulville Hill comes up. He takes the mark. So a little bit of possession football. They've got Jacob short now. So again, they work it around the boundary line. Lemper's further afield. They go in that direction. And it's out of bounds on the full. Ball goes over the top. So the ball will go back once again. Bellpost Hill with it. I think it's into the hands there of Luke Mann. So Mann with the ball. Barton will obviously be the bloke he goes towards. He puts it in that direction. Crummers will be required. Ball comes down to ground. Picked up there. It wasn't picked up. The handball goes to Baseley. Gets around one. Looks to go on the left boot. Brings it back towards the goal square. Lands. Comes back. Picked up there. Good spin and out of the contest. I think that was Costello. Went back outside to Harmer.
Oh, that's a free kick.
Didn't take the mark. Picked up there and kicked towards goal by Danielle. Has it got the distance? I'm not too sure.
No,
it's been through for a minor score.
Gee, I thought he took him out in the air.
So it's 8 goals, 10 now Bellpost Hill, and East Geelong 6-5. So they peppered the last couple of minutes and had most of the play in their forward end. The ball kicked out in the back pocket. Mark is taken out there.
A goal here the other way breaks your heart, Smithy.
Can do that, Grub. And the ball is now in the hands of Rich, just inside defensive 50. But again, they maintain that possession. Bellpost Hill with good setup behind the ball here. They look to deliver along the boundary line. Kick wasn't great. Went into the hands of Jacobs. Couldn't take it cleanly. Runs back towards the boundary line. And Monaghan will think to see it over the boundary line for a throw-in. Again, let both sides set themselves up around the contest. Barton in a bit of space by himself, which is giving him a little bit of ground there. Won't want to come out quickly. Ball goes back towards the boundary line from the throw-in and will be thrown back in once again. So it's just on 24 gone in the quarter. Most quarters have just gone just over 26, and I don't think this will be any different with the scoring we've had. So the ball comes out the back this time. Again, holding decision there, Whitney without the ball. So he's going to put it back in and go long into their forward line. Nice looking kick, goes in low towards Ettridge. Ball gets out the back, and neither side can run onto the ball, and it runs back over the boundary line to another throw-in to take place.
In the back pocket for East Geelong, they desperately need to get it out of here. They certainly don't want another goal before three-quarter time, and as Grubb said, their younger legs might be really handy in this last quarter. It's Barton who gets another left-hand tap out of the ruck, gets it through to young Gear. Gear kicks down the middle of the ground. Coming out is Bosley, can't take the mark. It's Crombie's pushed off the ball, but he gets it back with tenacity. Lemper comes through again. He's come back into the game this particular quarter after a quiet first half. Gets it again. Hand passes over the back, but Beau Collins working hard forward and back. Gets the ball for Belpost Hill again. Gets across to Whitney, and Whitney puts it onto Danielle's chest just forward of centre. Belpost Hill mounting another attack with 25 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment third quarter. Finds Barton out on the far side, half forward flank. Justin Tarr is waving arms to get players to run forward. Goes into the back pocket, and coming out is Grubby's favourite East Geelong player, Sam Lowe, who's probably close to their best again today. Oh, that ball is completely bamboozled. McLennan comes free and kicked across the body there by
Sable.
It's Sable, who we haven't called much this afternoon. He impressed us in a brief little burst against Werribee a few weeks ago. I know they rate him highly at the club, but a very, very important goal. Gives them that little 4-goal buffer again, just on three-quarter time. We're 26 minutes in, and Grubby, that was important.
Yeah, it was, and they just had it in there for so long that unless East could have got it out, they were always going to have a few shots at goal, and one of them was always going to go through. Look, even the last time we saw East, they died off a little bit against Werribee and let them in to the tune of 16 points in the finish. So we might have some dead dog tired boys in this last quarter, I can tell you.
Indeed.
So back in the middle we go. And Carter doing the ruck work. McLennan also there. Both ruckmen have done pretty nicely in there. Tapped out by Hall. Goes back towards centre wing. Belitho runs onto it. Needs to pick the ball up. Does so. Or actually taken off the ball in a tackle. Wasn't given a free kick. Lemper got his hands on it. Went back to Belitho. So from his kick was smothered. Runs back towards the boundary line. Again coming through Lemper. Belpost still have done pretty nicely there. They've been able to see the ball over the boundary line. Centre wing, club room side of the ground. And we're going to have a throw in to take place. So, Willie Carter and McLennan, as they've done for most of the day. McLennan back in the front position. Carter's just had hands on, and the umpire said that's an infringement.
I can't believe that. I cannot believe that free kick.
So it's going to be with the East Geelong ruckman, and McLennan now needs to get things moving, I would think, because there wouldn't be much time left in the quarter. He decides to go long and down the boundary line. Belpost still with a 2 at the front. Mark is not taken by either, but they kept the ball in front. Now East Geelong have got some numbers around the contest. Picked up there. The handball comes out. Ends up in the hands of Staggard. Gets the handball away to Whitney. Whitney out wide. Just missed Collins. And the ball runs back over the boundary line, so we're going to have a throw-in to take place on that far side.
Doing all those little 1%ers very well, aren't they, Belpost Hill? That experienced players, the Smothers and the knock-ons, they're just doing all the right things now as they take control of the game. So we've got Carter again. He pushes McLennan legally this way, gets the ball, but he can't get away from the pack. Coming through for East is Lemper. He's deemed to be held without the ball.
What?
And he's going to take the free kick. He's been very busy this third
dropped
quarter.
it.
Well, that's a very dangerous kick, but it's worked out all right as Will Hoare for the East Geelong side takes the mark. He's about 60 out, looking for options. A neat little kick onto the top of the head of Belitho there. He can't take the mark, punched away from him. Danielle from Belpost Hill picks up a crumb, drops the ball forward and finds...
That's a good kick, that.
Yeah.
Finds Page for the...
Yates, sorry.
Yates kicks down the line looking for Barton. He runs underneath the ball, punched away by Williams, out of bounds again. We must be getting very close to three-quarter time. Bell Post Hill will take a 23-point margin, so that's 4 goals the home side will require in the last quarter to catch up, and hope that the old stages from Bell Post Hill can't create any more scoring opportunities. So I'd certainly like to be in the Panthers' position at this stage. Carter and McLennan again. McLennan gets it to himself, hand passes out the back of the pack, finds Lowe. Lowe gets it back to Gear, and Gear kicks down the line looking for his teammate in Belitho. He can't take the mark. Collins again picks up the crumb out the back of the pack to Staggard. Staggard can't control the ball, and again it dribbles out over the boundary line. Right beside East Geelong coach's box, and they've got boards and magnets and names flying around everywhere, trying to find a little advantage to get them back in the game. Nothing going at this stage.
Well, they've only got one player in it. Oh no, there they are by the side. There's only 2.
Carter lays it down neatly. Dylan Whitney runs onto the ball, kicks it off the ground, which is going to take his precision. Bursting through there is Page. He can't get away. Coming through now for East Geelong is Monaghan. He gets it across to Belitho, maybe not legally. Belitho to Hoare. He can't break away. Gets it to McIntyre. McIntyre out to Jacobs, who's got a little bit of room. Kicks quickly across the body, hoping more than planning for that to go somewhere. Ball bobbles out and Big Carter picks it up. Gets it across to Beau Collins. Hand passes to Danielle. Danielle left foot kick into the forward line. The umpire has deemed that the East Geelong defender in Sam Lowe was held, and he gets the ball, kicks it out to his team. No, it's coming back to...
He's given 50. He paid the mark, not a free
right.
kick, and now he's given 50 to Sam Lowe. Might have been one of those stand and the bloke moved on the mark, maybe.
Yeah. So Lowe kicks it into the path of the running Belitho. That's a really good mark under pressure from Costello. He's got to mount something and very quickly. Gets it across to Menzies. So Menzies still about 70 metres out from goal. Wheels around very quickly. That's a horrible mongrel kick into the forward line. And basically for Bell Post Hill takes a mark right on the three-quarter time siren. So an opportunity missed there. And we have a margin of 23 points at the final break. That was the Buckley's Entertainment third quarter.
Goal kickers to this stage of the game. Crombie still with 2, 1 each to O'Connell, Fanning, Bosley and Menzies. And for the Bell Post Hill, 3 to Nick Costello, 2 to Ettridge, 1 each to Page, Basely, Harmer, Sable. So, as we said, a 23-point lead at three-quarter time. Come back shortly with final quarter action here from the Oswide Plumbing and Civil Oval at East Geelong. You're listening to 94.7, the Pulse, your home of local football.
The last quarter, brought to you by Morris Finance.
Yes, welcome back to this really good game out here at East Geelong this afternoon, and the home side has a little bit of work to be done in the final quarter. As we said, Bellpost Hill 9-10, they lead East Geelong on 6-5. Grub, how do you think it's going to go in this last final quarter?
Well, I suppose it's been a war of attrition, so I guess who's standing up at the end of the game. But the fact that what are they up 4 goals? And that has got to lean towards to Bellpost Hill to hang on here if they both get tired, because as I said earlier, or even Johnny Mitchell said they were fantastic in the first half last week, Bellpost Hill, and they were just average after half time. And they were okay that quarter, and they do have a few blokes with ageing legs, and we all know that, whereas East Geelong have got quite a few young kids in there, which you think could be run to the end, right to the end of the game. But as I said, they sort of, I don't know if they ran out of gas or took their foot off the pedal when they played Werribee, but they probably should have won that by 6 or 7 goals and finish up winning by 16 points. So if Bellpost Hill can continue to put the pressure on it that they're putting on East Geelong at the moment, they'll win. But East Geelong, they've got to find a way to beat that pressure, not just for today, but for the future, next few weeks, and hopefully into their final series, because they've been a little bit found out with their beautiful precision kicking. Once the pressure's come on, it hasn't been as good. So if you're going to win finals against good sides on St Albans, that game plan of yours has got to stand up under pressure. So whether they train for that on a Tuesday and Thursday night, I think they should. But hopefully they can kick the first couple of goals and we'll have an absolute thriller. And before I do keep going, if I can just have a bit of a look. Anarchy still on 2 points. Bannockburn 13-22-100. Corio 10-9-69. Werribee 13-10-88. Inverleigh 11-13-79. Belmont 5-3-33. Thompson 14-7-91. Winch 6-5-41. And the final score out at West was West 17-10-112. Defeated North 8-11-59.
Grubby, I'm just suggesting that a lot of the pressure that East Geelong are under is they're put under themselves. I reckon they've panicked and this perceived pressure, they lost faith in their ability. I would be wondering if Ben Bosley might be better to almost not concede the game, but say, righto boys, we've got nothing to lose, just to have some fun and let them go and see if they can get some confidence back. Because if they keep just playing this way, they're going to get beaten easily, I reckon.
Well, that's what I thought about Bellpost Hill early in that second quarter, and they were able to find that other gear. Yeah. If East Geelong, now everybody's saying East Geelong could play Inverleigh in the grand final and whatnot. At this point in this performance, I'm going to disagree with that.
Yeah, correct.
But if they can pull out their other gear and come home and storm home winners in this game, then they're right back in the front. They're right back in the van to get in and have a good final series. But they must do that now. And I can tell you now, perceived pressure is real pressure. Because the pressure that, especially the Bellpost Hill forwards have been unbelievable down there. They've just tackled and tackled. I didn't see that in the Werribee game at Werribee. I just didn't see the tackling that they did in their own forward line. But today, it's been prevalent all day. Blokes like Ettridge, the ball went in there at one stage, 6 times, and he got it 5 of them. And when he doesn't mark it, he brings it to ground. And on a couple of occasions, was able to shoot out a handball. And when the defenders from East pick it up, the blokes like Collins, they're all over them. So, yeah, they're going to have to keep using this game, but they're just going to have to play better footy under pressure.
Well, Grubby's favourite player, Sam Lowe, is back in his usual place on the wing right in front of us. He's probably their best player today, and he needs to be one of the ones to see if he can do something inspiring and get them going. And they just need to get their youthful spirit back. They seem to have been just lost.
The other bloke I like's game is Jacobs has been fantastic. Yeah. He has been terrific.
Really, really good. Well, Dale Smith, get the last quarter going. It is the Morris Finance last quarter, and currently Bellpost Hill have a 23-point lead and looking the goods.
Umpire's just checking his clock. He must have a date, I think. He's just weighing up his options here, I think.
The boundary umpire wasn't in position.
Oh, okay. That's the central.
Well, that's the other central. Sorry,
Yeah.
he was down here talking to somebody.
Righto, the ball is up in the air now. Final quarter action is about, and now the ball is on the ground. Who's going to win it out? Carter, a big tap forward. Where does it run? It picked up there by Williams on his left boot. Well, no, decided to go back on the right. Little short kick was good to Belite. He turns and goes into their half-forward line, O'Connell. Oh, I don't know whether that was the right way to go about things, but he's been able to play on now. Kick towards the goals. Ball hits the front of the contest. Bellpost Hill got the numbers. They got the ball out of there, got a handball away. It's going to come back quickly. Picking the ball up, running towards goal is Lemper, and I think he has got the first of the last. And very quickly, too, 33 seconds that has taken, and that is his first goal of the afternoon, and the 7th now for East Geelong. They're 7-5, Bellpost Hill are 9-11.
Well, that's exactly what they need. It doesn't matter how they get it. I know you're all looking at me to say something stupid, and I tell you now, a Dylan Whitney 3 out of 10 push against there, an 8 out of 10 push, and they let it go. But they let it go, and East Geelong, a great goal out of the pack, and they've put themselves right in the final line. They did it, if you remember, early in the third. They've got to keep going and going and going.
Yeah, that was Lemper. He's been really good since half time.
He
was terrible in the first half.
I had him down in the third quarter as being one of the
really
best.
Really good.
Hadn't unsighted till then.
So back in the middle, Carter goes up. Actually, the ruckman hit the ball basically to each other over the back of his head by McLennan, and finds Bolitho. He kicks low into the forward line, making good position, but not quite holding the ball is young Crombie. It's over the back of the pack. Mulverhill, the other young player, another young player, runs on it, but it goes out of bounds in the forward pocket, but they're pushing hard. I reckon it could be these kids and some of the blokes that haven't done much so far. If they think, well, we've got nothing to lose, let's have a crack, they could get themselves back in the game. So in the front of the pack is Fanning, who's been very, very quiet since quarter time. Dylan Whitney picks up his tap out, but runs over the boundary line and will have a second go at it.
I think you have to do that, Rob, because third spot's up for grabs here.
Yeah.
You have to have a double chance in August, September. I'm going to tell you that now.
Yeah, I think if whoever loses today probably can't get that back the way the draw looks. So Fanning lays the ball down in front of Crombie, but pushing in, doing a very, very good job was Flaccavento. Keeps the Bellpost Hill in the game. Kick across his body by McIntyre. It's landed in the square. It's gone across the face of the goal and through for one behind. Bosley found himself wrestling with a couple of Bellpost Hill defenders, McNamara being one of them, and he will now bring the ball back into play for the Panthers into the back pocket. Muir, and he's looking for options. There's a few players loose. Sulix is loose at centre half back, but he's gone down the line. He's kicked it straight into the man on the mark after being called to play on. And young Crombie was responsible for that. He's forced it over the boundary line. So only about 20 metres around from the point post. So still very much in an attacking position. Fanning again will be important. He's won the last two tap outs. He's just got to get it to somewhere near advantage. He puts it down in front again. It's Flaccavento for Bellpost Hill. He's tackled immediately. Can't get away. And we'll have another ball up. So there's a lot of pressure on. Not too much happening at the moment. So up in the air it goes again. Carter this time gets up, has a big slap. Can't get a hand to it though. Falls back at his feet. Players jump on the ball again. And we'll go through the process all over again. Players getting very tired, just can't get away from those clearances. Fanning again, neat little palm down, but it goes across his body there to Sable. Sable gets the ball forward and taking a mark there for Bellpost Hill. Can't even see that is. McNamara, is it? He kicks down the line looking for Barton over the back of the pack. Comes back to...
Dropping the ball, was it?
Yes, I think he's claimed that incorrect, I suppose, and it'll be a free kick to Barton.
I think that was there.
Right on the wing for Bellpost Hill going back into attack. They'd like to just get a little bit of a relieving goal at this stage, but East are coming at them hard at the moment. So the big Barton playing at centre half forward and chopping out in the ruck, played a pretty good game, looking for his other ruckman in Carter, but he's a pretty ugly assault on Williams and the ball. Gives away a free kick. It's Mars who comes away, takes a bounce. He's under little or no pressure, looking for an option. Kicks back across his body, but he's kicked it to young Crombie coming out. He overruns the ball, makes it very easy for Flaccavento. Hand passes to Gray. Gray across to Collins. Collins, a neat little kick. Ooh, it's over the top of the head. Mars comes through. It was Page who missed it. Then Mars neatly kicks forward for Bellpost Hill. Over the back of the pack is the young fella Mulverhill. He hasn't been given the mark, but Bolitho will get a free kick for a head-high tackle. It was a very good job then for young Mulver Hill to win that, take his time and get a neat little hand pass out. Bolitho kicks into the forward pocket, looking for Bosley over his head and others. Boundary throw-in again. 30 metres round from the point post. East Geelong into attack. They trail by 16 points.
The ball is in the forward line once again. East Geelong with another opportunity here. Ball thrown in by the umpire. Again, Fanning front possession. Carter, that it is, attacks the ball from the air, taps it along the boundary line, picked up there. Handball comes out, goes towards McIntyre, gets out of the contest nicely, got the handball away, only as far as Gray. Gray goes, gives it to his teammate, and ends up in the hands of Yates, who kicks back towards centre wing. That's this bloke. He just reads the fall of the ball better than any bloke I can know of.
Oh, yeah.
He mightn't be able to move, but he can definitely find the ball. Goes quickly into the forward line. Basically was up. Costello has no one in the goal square. What does he do? Backs him for pace. He puts it out in front. Who's going to win it? Ball bounces. Going back. Monahan first to arrive. Will he win possession? He does. Picks it up. Got the handball away. They've got out of there nicely. Handball goes short. End up in the hands of McLennan with a short kick at centre half back.
No one had the pace.
No, there was no one's had the legs there, mate. Just needed someone with a bit of dash. Goes to Mulver Hill, and he takes the mark. So he's got the ball just inside the centre square. Defensive side still. He goes out wide. Jacobs, it is, runs onto it. Will he continue to go? He does. Takes a bounce now. Page chases down, won't get to him. He kicks quickly into the forward line. Coming out, Mark not taken there by Bolitho. Goes back, collects it over the top by hand. Gives it away towards Williams. Dangerous, but he goes on the left foot. Kick wasn't good. Goes out wide. Bolitho runs onto it once again. Can he do some magic from there? He looks back inside, and McLennan takes the mark. Done nicely, McLennan, today, I reckon.
Yeah.
He's worked pretty hard. Ball goes short, and it's going to the hands of Mulver Hill, and he's at centre-half forward position. Again,
Been beaten for the tap house, but I think he's won around the ground.
yep, goes quickly now into the forward line. Belpo still with some numbers back behind the contest. Ends up in the hands of Etheridge. Got the handball away to Yates. Yates just plants the ball on the boot. Now, this will be interesting. He hits the boundary line. What will the umpire do? Nyawati leads in the race for the ball. He's been clean on the pickup, and he's in this occasion. Handball's over the top. Jacobs got the ball back to Rich. Rich looked back inside towards Nyawati. He steps, looks, goes, and misses his target inside. So, again, Belpo still with an opportunity. Bounce didn't suit Whitney. Ends up there in the hands of Snagard, was it, I think? Or it might have been.
Lost it anyway.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Lemper's got it. He goes long, back towards the goal square. How will it bounce? It will bounce through for a minor score.
Googly.
Oh, that would have been handy.
It was.
7-7 now to the East Geelong side. 9-10 Belpost Hill, and they bring the ball back in quickly, back into the hands of Etheridge. So Etheridge now turns, spins, goes back to the centre-half back position. Yates by himself takes the mark. So little game of possession footy now for a little while. I think Belpost Hill go out wide looking for, and will find his teammate Baseley. Tips the ball back inside. Fantella has a running player. Will he use him? He does. Up over the top. That was dangerous. They win the ball through there into the hands of Baseley, but they made a muck up with the handball. So it's now turned around, and again East Geelong with some run. Lemper has the ball. Will he go? And he does. Looks to go long and wide. Bosley is the target. Nice kick. Good lead, and he has taken the mark. So Bosley on the half forward line. He's a left footer, isn't he?
Yes, and he's a long way out.
Yeah, so he's on the wrong side for a left footer, but
But
no
by
wins.
geez, has Lemper improved in the second half?
Oh,
He's
yeah,
just
but-
come from the clouds, this kid.
I don't know whether it's tiredness or panic, but it's Belpost Hill who are fumbling now and missing handballs and easy kicks.
So it's Bosley now coming in from that half-forward line. Kicks at goal. It looks okay, but is drifting offline at the last minute through for a minor score. So they are now 7-8, and they trail Belpost Hill on 9-10. 9 minutes have gone, final quarter. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Ball about to come back in to play, has done indeed into the back pocket. Yates gets it, kicks it forward. Rich comes through, does a very good job. He's tackled quickly. Ball's dragged to the ground. Jacobs comes in, putting pressure on. Sulix out the back. The ball's come forward, but it's dropped there by McIntyre. Dribbles along the ground. Players just can't get a handle on it. Dylan Whitney eventually gets it, kicks it back across his body. Collins gets a hand up on the ball. He's grabbed around the neck.
He's holding the ball.
He's definitely holding the ball after all that.
Oh, he hasn't paid it. He's paid it all day, but he hasn't paid that one.
Dear, that was a legit. Anyway,
He gave him an hour and a half to get rid of it, and he didn't.
I think the only thing he might have realised he missed that high tackle early and
Well, he
gave him the
did.
benefit of the doubt.
Yes, he did, I think.
So McLennan over the back of the pack does a very nice job. Kicks it to McIntyre. McIntyre out and Fanning who needs to come back into the game. Those couple of ruck contests might have lifted his spirits. He's taken a nice mark under pressure, looking for Bosley. Body's going up. Bosley does a good job, bursting through the back. He can't break free. The umpire's deemed he disposed of it incorrectly.
He didn't get much of a crack at it either.
He's given away the free kick, and I think it's Gray for Belpost Hill, who has the ball in defence. So waiting to come out. He kicks the ball across the ground, looking for and finding Staggard, but he drops a mark. Ball falls on his foot and dribbles immediately over the boundary line. Goodness gracious, they're starting to make some blues now. Easton definitely well in this contest now.
I reckon he had a fifth of the chance for that decision than the one down here.
Yeah. Anyway, Carter wins the contest over Fanning. The ball comes out and finds Muir. He kicks across his body. He'll be looking for Barton. He can't mark the ball. Does a very good job clearing a path there as Bolitho across to Mars. Mars to Rich. Rich back to Mars. And across to young Jacobs. Jacobs gets it to McIntyre. He quickly plays on when he sees a chance forward. He's put it on the head of young Crombie. High expectations for the kid. He does a very good job buttering up. Kicks across his body.
Oh, it's hit the post, isn't it?
Yep.
Hit the post. That was a hell of a good effort from the kid to make something out of nothing there. And it's back in the goal square for Belpost Hill. It looks like Dylan Whitney has the ball. He'll kick out. Very safe kick and beautifully again finds Muir on his own.
They've got to kick a goal out of all these points. They have to.
Yeah, they've definitely got to get one soon. So Muir kicks down the line looking for Barton. He doesn't let him down, takes a really strong mark. On centre wing, wheels around quickly, kicks it very, very long, seeing a player forward. The umpire has deemed that Nawati has interfered with, I think it's Page, is it?
No, Baseley.
Baseley.
I think he might have sturged him.
So Baseley has the ball, a neat little kick further afield, and finds a teammate there in Fantella.
Danielle, this one. He's got the red boots on.
All right, Danielle, good work, son. He gets it forward, and Barton, who's run down the ground well and led forward, he must have done a lot of work because he kicked the ball a long way further down the ground before, so the big fella is working hard for Belpost Hill. He's a bit too far out to score, but he's going to try and drop it on the square.
He is, but that's where they kick him from. So take your 30 seconds when you're in front. Take the time off the clock whilst you're in front. That's exactly what he's going to do.
So Barton will come in. He'll be aiming for the top of the square, I reckon, unless he's got a longer boot. That is a horrible kick, and it's finished up exactly on the top of the square.
Luck's a fortune.
Good pass.
And
no, it was not.
Fallen into the hands of Luke Mann at the top of the goal square. There were bodies flying everywhere, and Mann was literally the last man standing.
We've got thousands of listeners, and you're telling them it was a pass. They don't know. They can't see.
Well, no one else touched it.
That was a shocker of a kick, and it's just fallen into the arms.
This could be the sealer at this early stage. We're 13 minutes into the Morris Finance final quarter, and Belpost Hill look to take their margin back to 19 points. He doesn't let them down. It's a very important kick. And the Panthers breathe a sigh of relief. That could be enough to turn the game completely on its head if it takes the wind out of a few of these young East Geelong players. Sales, Grubby.
Yeah, look. In the last quarter, in the third quarter, we were saying that all they had to do was get it down and break their heart because the ball was up the forward line of Belpost Hill all the time. East couldn't do it. Belpost Hill have just done it. They've had the ball up their forward line, kicked a few 3 or 4 points, and Belpost Hill go straight in and kick a goal. Yeah, it was lucky, but hey, we saw them 4 weeks ago when a kick off the ground landed in another player's hands and they lost the game. So I think they deserve a bit of luck because you make your own luck in this game, and that was the goal that may break their heart. But hey, don't go too early. We've still got plenty of time for East Geelong to kick themselves back into it.
You're right there, Grub. Plenty of time left on the clock. Only 13 gone in the last, so the clearance here is important. Ball is in the middle of the ground. Yates tries to barge his way through high, says the umpire, so they're going to win a free kick. And again, they from that position now will go quickly into the forward line. Kick wasn't great. Etridge come out, didn't take it cleanly. Pushed Monahan to the ball, and now he sits over the top of it.
He's jumped on top of it.
He's going to be sitting around.
He's jumped on top of it, umpire. And he's not going to do it.
Yeah.
I can't read these blokes. I cannot read them. He jumped on top of that and couldn't get it out. That was holding the ball.
So ball with the umpire at the centre half forward position. Again, Barton doing the ruck work, taps it out. Again, who wins the contest out there, goes towards Bellpost Hill and out wide. That was
that's high.
Danielle, I think it was, out there. And, yep, got red boots on, that's him. So Danielle now, he's not going to be any rush to get things going either. Maybe a good pass grab coming up.
Yeah, again, take your 30 seconds. You've got that extra goal on the board. Take your 30 seconds because all of a sudden, especially if he kicks it, the clock is going to be East Geelong's enemy. So take it off the clock.
Just don't know how he can kick the distance. I don't know whether
I haven't
seen him kick too far, so we'll kick distance at this stage when it's late.
He's done a top.
Tell you what,
He's
that is
gone
magnificent
the barrel.
off the boot.
He's gone the barrel.
Oh, he's
I reckon he's kicked it. No.
Oh.
What's going on here?
Now,
I reckon the umpire's going to signal a goal, is he?
Well, if he doesn't, he's going to have to give him another shot now. He's paid the mark. Now he's getting him another shot.
Oh,
Now that'd break your heart.
oh, gee. And who's got it, Cozzy?
Yeah,
Well,
Cozzy.
I'll tell you what, he loves these, but
Yep.
and he's dobbed it.
Well, he played on. Wouldn't he have lost his right to do that?
But the umpire did.
Oh,
but
it's
then he
on
went
for
back.
young and old here.
He went
It
back
is
and
on for
questioned
young
it.
and old.
I reckon there might be a little pen and bit of paper come out here.
Yeah, it's little things like that affect
Yeah, I think
the game.
I think Will Hall's been involved in something there. Umpires aren't going to, no send-offs. It's a bit of pushing. I'll tell you what, still going here. And it might be, well, I don't know, might be a little bit of sour grapes, but
Anyway, the goal's
probably.
recorded, and Bellpost Hill now to 11 goals 10. They lead East Geelong on 7-9, so we're pretty much back to where we started at three-quarter time. A little bit of luck can go a long way, they say, but you just goes to show Castell and Etheridge might only have some limited touches during the course of the game, but gee, they're effective. Ball in the middle, and it's Whitney doing the ruck work now. Those free kickers going against him. I'm not too sure what for. They hand the ball off quickly, and it's Williams who brings the ball, goes to the half-forward line. In front, Fanning needs to get win possession, gets it out towards Lowe. Lowe gets the ball, good smother there by Gray, picked up there by Hall, got the handball back inside, went towards Fantella, and also O'Connell. O'Connell over the top. Umpire says, how's it going to come out? Fanning rips it out of there, goes to Jacobs. He needs to get rid of the ball now. He's held up. Umpire comes in and will take possession. So ball just forward of centre wing for East Geelong. But a Bellpost Hill with Carter now just coming on the ground. They had to use Whitney in the ruck beforehand, but they've got Carter back on the ground now. He taps the ball out, goes back towards the boundary line. Big fella, he might be struggling a little bit to get movement. Umpire says that was a throw. Umpire, will he see advantage? No, he's going to call it back. And it's going to come back to McLennan. He's holding his arm and shoulder here. That's not good. Carter. So he's getting himself off the ground. He's put a bit of weight on it now, is he, or not? No, he's all right, I think. He's just got a bit of a sting. Ball goes quickly into the forward lines. Numbers there. Bellpost Hill. They knock the ball down. Coming through. Picked up by Bosley. His kick is smothered. Runs out the back towards McIntyre. He picks the ball up. Got the handball away to Low once again. Looks up. Goes into the pocket. Nicely weighted kick. Ball gets out the back. Goes to Crombie. Crombie runs that goal. And
he's hit the post again. Same bloke, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, no. I feel for the kid because they were two magnificent shots for goal.
He should have followed the Terry Green rule, mate. Kick it high and kick it hard so you can't. Umpire has to make a decision. The ball goes out and quickly. Rich, good spoil from behind at ground level. I can see plenty of Bellpost Hill numbers around it. Again, that was probably a infringement there. The ball comes out of the contest now. Picked up there. The handball ends back in the hands of... I think it was Sable, got the handball away, but they put Burton in the hands of Muir. He tries to kick the ball. He missed it. Picked up again, so both clubs working extremely hard now, and the ball will be thrown up inside forward 50 for East Geelong.
They lead 76-52. That's 4 neat goals in front. East Geelong attacking vigorously the game, sort of lifted up a notch, just a bit of feeling, and kicked across the body, coming out into the path of young Crombie again. He can't get away. What a great game that young fella's had this afternoon. Been really impressed with him.
Tell you what, I've liked to him add 2 goals to his resume. And they were bloody close.
Yeah, very close indeed. McLennan and Carter had a really good contest in the ruck today. I think McLennan's won the battle. Gets the ball forward through Bolitho to Bosley. Bosley has a quick snap over his shoulder, but the ball's dribbled through for one behind only. 19 minutes. If they're going to win it, they've got to get cracking because there's probably only 7 minutes of play left. They need 4 goals. Fleckavento for Bellpost Hill kicks it out into the pocket and finds Muir. Muir kicks long down the line. Coming across for East Geelong is Williams. He can't take the mark. Bo Collins again getting another possession for Bellpost Hill over the back of the pack, looking for Mann. Mann gets a hand pass across, gets across to very good effort there by
Pagey, wasn't it?
Yep.
And he punches the ball forward, but I think his intention was to get it over the line, and very cleverly did so.
Well, his intention was to make sure that the East Geelong bloke didn't mark it, which he was going to have an easy mark at it. That's sensational from Page. Sensational.
Really good performance. So McLennan and Carter again. McLennan over the back of the pack. Lowe gets it out, looking for McIntyre. McIntyre kicks it across the body. Nawati comes onto the ball. He's going to run down the line. He's had one bounce. Ettridge is chasing him. Nawati kicks along down the line, looking for Menzies, who has had a quiet afternoon by comparison. Bosley gets a crumb, goes onto his left foot. It's a horrible hack. 45 degrees across the ground. Williams comes out, can't get the ball. Running onto it is Dylan Whitney. He evades a tackle. There's a Shepherd on there as well, and Whitney kicks down the line, and as usual, lands it on the chest of a teammate. This time it's Luke Mann. He finds Page further down the line, and Bellpost Hill are mounting another challenger. Just between wing and the 50-metre arc. It's now inside the 50-metre arc. The ball comes out. Costello gets up high, can't take it. Oh, the hand pass out. The umpire's blown the whistle, I think. Yes, he said he had it a bit too long before he handballed it. That was Basley. Well, and Nawati for East Geelong takes the ball.
He handballed it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was the amount of time, I think.
No, that's wrong. That is wrong.
It's Gear for Bellpost Hill, gets it across to McLennan. He kicks down the line looking for Menzies. He up, and that takes a really good strong mark in front of Muir. The young fella will get a lot of confidence out of that. It's late in the game, but he's done a really good job there. Kicks into the pocket. He'll be looking for Williams. Williams' ball bounces very leg breakish, loses
deliberate.
it, and
that's
gone out of bounds. The umpire said that'll be a throw in. That's been put down as a skill error, I think.
I'll tell you, Rob, when he signalled that free kick down there, he put his arm up like that, which means bad possession, not holding the ball. And I was sure he handballed it, but anyway, watch the video.
Carter and McLennan. McLennan pushes Carter out of the way far too easily, gets the ball to McIntyre. McIntyre kicks it forward, and Lemper, who's had a really good second half, wheels around, avoids a tackler. Mock little handball to Fanning. Fanning gets it back to Lemper. Lemper runs into an open goal and kicks another one for the East Geelong side, and they're coming home still. Inside 3 goals behind, and we are at the 22-minute mark of the final quarter. Probably 5 minutes of play left. No more. Grubby, can they do it?
Well, I reckon they can, but they've got to get this next clearance. I heard you say before that McLennan's had the better of the battle. Well, around the ground he has, but not in the centre, and that's where they need him now. They need him to get a clearance to Lemper or whoever else is in there at the moment. I can't see, but they've got to get the next 2 clearances and kick a goal straight away, because if Bellpost Hill can hold it up, then East Geelong can't get back in the game.
Back with the umpire now, as we know. Carter's in there doing the work, and also McLennan.
If I was Carter, I'd just smash it the centre half forward as big as I could.
Yep, so the ball's in there now. Carter up over the top and nearly did that. He's got the big fella in Barton coming off the centre, off the square, goes towards Mann, didn't take the mark, which did well, goes out the back to Monaghan. Monaghan has gear and some space now. He can run and carry, takes a bounce. Where he's option forward, Belitho's leading forward. He's continued to run. Now he puts the ball in, goes long into their forward line. Mark, it's taken. That's young Crombie. He's done nicely there. And again, I'm not too sure what he can do with the ball, but he's going to kick short, and the mark has been taken by Lemper once again.
Well, he can kick a goal from here. Don't you worry about that.
Yes, no doubt.
I'm pretty sure Crombie couldn't kick it from where he was, so he's put it in the hands of a bloke that can. There you go.
So Ryan Lemper now will kick from about 40, 45 metres. I wouldn't say directly in front, but we get a good look at the ball from where he sits. He's chipped at it, and I'll tell you what, he has just brought it offline just marginally. And that would have been very important, but they move now to 8-12, and they trail Bellpost Hill on 11-10. We've gone 24 minutes, final quarter, Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
I'm not suggesting a Yards Hotel dinner for young Crombie, but by geez, played a great game.
He's
that
done
kid.
well.
Very
He's
impressed.
done very, very well.
Bellpost Hill have the ball in the back pocket. Flacker Vento runs out, kicks long and high towards the half-forward flank. Puck sets, punched away, lands on the ground. Players jumping on top of it. Rich is in there trying to get it out for East Geelong, but no one's going anywhere, and there's another ball up, and I think we've got 3 minutes of play maximum, I reckon, based on the previous 3 quarters. And they still need to kick 3 goals. So the Lee Matthews rule is nearly in. McLennan gets over the top of the pack, gets it forward to a teammate. He's immediately wrapped up and going nowhere. We'll have another ball up.
Anarchy 2, Bannockburn 136, Inverleigh 92, Belmont 40, Thompson 118, Winchelsea 43, Carrara 76, Werribee Central's 116.
Carter wins the ball out, but it's thrown out, grabbed out of his hands and driven forward very quickly for East Geelong. Fanning comes onto it. It's Crombie again coming out, getting a hand pass to Gear. Gear's neat little kick finds Menzies on the lead. And the tall young forward will have a shot from goal. He'll be slightly tighter than 45 degrees. He won't have any trouble with the distance.
It's a tough kick from there, though.
It is a tough kick. I'm sure he's had plenty at practice and he'll know exactly where he needs to go. He comes in quite quickly, comes off the foot, but fading away to the left-hand side through for another minor score. The home side's 13th for the afternoon. So they're 8 goals, 13-61. Bellpost Hill are 11-10-76. And we've just ticked over 25 and a half minutes into the Morris Finance final quarter. Muir again takes it in the back pocket from the kick out. And kicks it long down the line again. Carter's getting underneath it, but too far. Coming over the back of the pack, Rich, he can't hold the ball. And Danielle escorts it over the boundary line. I reckon that's now curtains on a fantastic game of footy. What it means for the final 5 we'll talk about after the game, but the Panthers are home, I reckon, now. McLennan gets it down to the front of the pack. Ball's not going anywhere. Bolitho's done a pretty good job. Tries to run onto it. He's tackled without the ball and will win a free kick for the Eagles. 17 points behind. He wheels round on the right very quickly. Long and high into the square looking for a mark. The pack goes up, but that mark is taken by Bellpost Hill Gray, and he will relieve the pressure. Took it about 15 metres out directly in front, that dangerous hot spot. Kicks out into the back pocket and finds Carter, who clearly had just a stinger in the shoulder before. He's back to 100% fitness.
Now they have to man up. They have to man up so they can't do their little possession game. And they're doing that pretty good. He's going to force him to kick long.
So Carter kicks long, and indeed he does kick long all the way to the centre wing. Low almost marks for East Geelong, but the ball dribbles over the boundary line. And we'll have yet another throw in on the clubroom side of the ground, right between the 2 coaches' boxes that are about 40 metres apart. 61-76, 15 points. And we've just ticked over 27 minutes, and that's just about it. Basically kicks down the line, but coming across and taking a mark for East Geelong is Rich. He sets it into the middle of the ground. Oof. McLennan takes the mark in front of Monaghan, his teammate. A collide on impact. McLennan kicks down the line looking for and finding Williams. Williams a neat little kick and finds Lemper, who's been East Geelong's best player in the second half. He's looking for Nawati. Basically does a very good job to break up, but loses his balance. Nawati wins it back again. Hand passes it across to young Mulverhill. He does a very good job to evade a couple of tackles. Gets it across into the middle of the ground, and Berry takes the mark. And that is the end of the game, and a fine game of footy it was. Bellpost Hill prevailed 11-10-76. East Geelong 8-13-61, 15-point margin. Dale Smith, who were the goal kickers?
Yeah, goal kickers for East Geelong, 2 to Crombie and 2 to Lemper, and 1 each to Fanning, Bosley, Menzies. And for the Bellpost Hill side, Costello with 4, Etheridge with 2, 1 each to Mann, Page, Basley, Harmer and Sable.
We'll go back to the studio, Alan, for a little while, and then we'll come back after we collect our thoughts, and Grubby and Dale will tear this match to pieces. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse. This is GDFL, the home of local footy.
I'll go through it. Well, before you do, I think I've got the final score. Mario 11-11-77, defeated by Werribee 17-15-117. Inverleigh 13-14-92. Belmont 6-4-40. Thompson 18-10-118 is defeated with 6-7-43. And the earlier game, as we said, West 16-9-105, defeated North Geelong 8-11-59.
I'm going to give one vote to Ben from Victoria Geelong side, and apologies to Michael Williams, I thought only two fourth-quarter players who did make mention of the second half, which is quite. Sides still above them to play. Or sorry, East below them, plus the other three, Werribee, Inverleigh and Belfast. probably got to win 3 of those 4. Can they do that, do you think? Well, we don't know. We haven't seen them yet. Are we going to see them next week?
No.
Well, that's sort of thing. You've either got Western, Werribee, or you've got to go and see Belfast still in Inverleigh.
Well, you blokes choose because it's all about you.
Well, I'll tell you what.
It's a sting on both because you don't know. Can you get access to Inverleigh through there?
I believe so. I don't believe that the problem is that we're potentially looking into the sunshine, and we will be. There's a big light tower in front of us in the forward pocket. They're the downsides.
I'll give you the biggest downside. What you've got to decide, Smithy.
Me decide.
You've got to decide. Right? I've already decided. You've got to decide. Where we go next week? Do you have afternoon tea or do you not?
Yeah, well, I really do want something.
Pakaneski, brother.
I reckon find out if we can go to Inverleigh, and we'll be going to Inverleigh. Inverleigh versus Belpost Hill at the moment is like 1 and 2. I know it's 1 and 3, but Belpost at the moment are playing as good a football as Bannock. I just think.
Yep.
It's the game of the round.
Yep.
And I tell you what, Werribee struggled to beat Corio today. I know they ran away with 6 or 7 goals, but they're down at half time practically.
Yeah. So Corio again show enormous improvement. That ability to see games out. But geez, if you can lead both Bannockburn and Werribee at half-time from where they came from in 2019. They've had a great
It's great for them.
Yeah,
it's
really,
great for
really
them.
good.
I just wish they did it to somebody else. It's great for them. And the other thing is, too, we saw Inverleigh first game of the year. I don't think we've seen them since.
Yeah, we saw them at Thompson.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. I would... so I'll talk to David Hasty at Inverleigh, see if he can make us welcome. And that's where we'll be heading.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right. Now... Is there anything else you needed to talk about before we go?
No, I don't think so.
You done?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I can hear Elvis warming up in the background. It sounds like it's time to...
Glory, glory.
Love me tender.
Hallelujah.
That's a good song, that. Blow the siren. Cats are in front. This has been the what are we? 94.7 The Pulse. We are the home of local footy. The Belpost Hill side have won the game today, an important game. It puts them into 3rd spot with a degree of safety. They take on the top team, Inverleigh, next week. East Geelong, not all is done for them. They've dropped to 6, but they've got a tricky game against Thompson. If they win that next week, they'll probably be back in the 6. And, they definitely will be because... Werribee will have been beaten by Geelong West, or Geelong West will lose. Either way, they'll be back in the 5 next Saturday night if they can beat Thompson. So we have a red-hot, ring-a-ding-ding rush home to the finals in the Geelong District Footy League. We'll be back next Saturday with, we believe, Inverleigh versus Belpost Hill. Next Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, the Two Blokes Chatting radio show will be on. It follows #GiddyUp, which may... include grubbications in a team with John Mitchell and Mark Brady.
They give me the arse.
No, they'll probably want you back next week.
No, well, they're going to have to up the pay rate. Cause I'm
All right, it's been a pleasure to bring you today's game. It's time for the Elvis Hour. Alan, thank you very much for your work back in the studios at the Pulse, and hope you've enjoyed the coverage this afternoon. Good evening to you, Ronnie Berg. I'll be talking to you on the way home. Hope you've enjoyed today's coverage. This has been 94.7, the home of local footy.